Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your main man, Killer B, doggone witch find in general. You got a witch, I'm burning them up. Yeah. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. They creep in anywhere they can. Anywhere they can. This stream right here is somewhat of a test. My internet's been horrible the last, since yesterday. So if anybody hops in and stuff, just let me know if you can hear me or can't hear me or something like that, right? Check this out, y'all. The Hip Hop Museum. And first, before I get started, I like to thank Leah Wills. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her first name right. Let me know if y'all can tell me how to pronounce it right, or she can, or whatever, right? Very proud of her for the work that she's put in. Standing up for what's right, right? Doing the things that a lot of other people should be doing, right? Some of you men should be doing. Some of you other women that should be doing, right? Now, when you don't have help, you got to be, and you know you don't got help. That's what I'm talking about. When you know you ain't got no help. You riding this by yourself, because I ain't seen nobody else really doing videos on it, pushing it, right? I just see her and the work she's done in the last couple of years, right? Now, check this out. Like I said, when you don't got help, right? When you don't got help, the people, you got to watch the people that are so willing to help. You got to keep an eye on them. Mm-hmm. Hey, you right. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Now, the lady, she did a video. The first video I see, I should have been following her a long time ago, right? I've been hearing her name from Khalil Mahdi. Shout out to him for the work that he did, right? And I was like, I got to go check her out because I want to do a video on this thing. I got some ex-Zulu members and stuff I want to interview and stuff like that too, right? Along with all this. Now, I'm like, yo, I got to check out who she is and what she's saying, right? So yesterday was the first time I checked her out to see what she was talking about, right? First thing out of her mouth, right? She was getting at the Zulu Nation, talking about we building the scroll. I'm like, oh snap. Here come the cult rhetoric stuff, right? And I was like, right? But I see that she was using it just like a lot of people that lead the cult and stuff do. They'll start to use their doctrine against the congregation or against the cult leaders. Wait, you supposed to teach this, right? Why are you doing opposite of that, right? That's what I got out of it, right? Now, I just kept listening. Then I saw she had a series. It's called Trap in the Culture, right? I thought it was awesome. Awesome. And I was all prepared to do an ill show on it last night, right? But my internet was jacked up. So today, I have a ton of stuff to do, right? A ton of stuff to do. And I'm trying to research your stuff. I was going to my Forever channel. They can tell you my internet was jacked up too. Right? And I wanted to tell him about last night when I saw him on Mrs. Will's show. Right? And this show is old, kind of old. Had Hassan Campbell on it, right? Shout out to him. The work and stuff that he does. Then someone popped up that I was like, wait a minute. This guy look real familiar. And she said, first she went to announce him, said Gabar. I was like, Gabar? What the hell kind of Gabar? Like, huh? I'm thinking she talking about like maybe some old Italian dude or something, album on there, or something like, you know what I mean? Some foreigner, some hairdo, something, right? So here come that nigga Gabar from GOCC. And I'm like, what the hell is he doing up? I'm like, he's just as bad, if not worse. No, I'm going to say he's worse than the Zulu Nation. Yeah, we got to put our differences aside. Oh, no. Not in the case with you. No, we don't. Not in the case with you. How many people you destroyed? What about that flee to Egypt doctrine? Huh? When you had all these stupid American people fly to Egypt and hand y'all over everything they got and their passports included and left them there stranded. What about all the other things, the wicked things y'all have done? And on top of that, your coat comes straight out of the head school in New York. Your coat comes straight directly out of it. And not only that, you was a frequent flyer over there on Mr. Sarnetta's show. You was frequent flyer over there, right? Mr. Homophobe, right? Now, I was like, well, goddamn. So I'm like, why are you not saying nothing about GOCC, right? Now I look at his name and it says Brother Gabar, I Am Fit Podcast. I didn't look at the podcast thing last night, right? I just went to check it out about 2 hours ago. And I'm like, is this something separate he doing? Or whatever. Then I get when that he is no longer with GOCC. So I was I gotta back up a little. Maybe he left the cult. Right? So he back up a little bit. But I'm like, Killer B, right? So I come across a video that led me to Google some other things, right? And it's really strange that he's no longer with GOCC, right? With a charge for assault on a disabled person. I believe it was assault. I know it was assault and battery and defamation. I believe that was the charge. I'm going to show it. Right? Now, this is a whole other thing. Next to the Hip Hop Museum. Now, these things I already know about Zulu Nation, right? With African Bambaataa and his cult influence. But I did not realize, I did not suspect that Miss Mills knew about all that. Right? So I'm like, especially when she did the whole 5% thing, I'm like, well, damn. Right? And they wonder why none of the people are talking. That's because they're in a cult. They're not going to talk. They're always going to say their master is innocent because they're in a cult. And what kind of cult? A cult smorgasbord, a black niggly beer smorgasbord, black niggly beer cults is a whole smorgasbord. You got the 5%, you got the Nawabians, you got the Hebrew Israelites, you got the Rasta, you name it. You got the Nation of Islam, you name it. And what they all guilty for, besides being wicked? What they all guilty for? Messing with the kids. They all guilty for messing with the kids. All of them. All of them. Somebody called me a lie. Nation of Islam, Elijah Muhammad, messing with the kids. Noble Jew Ali. I got the receipts right here on my damn screen with Noble Jew Ali. I got the receipts right on my screen. And they say, oh, that's the white man everything. It's the newspaper. It's the newspaper. Messing with the kids. Dr. York, Dr. Malachi York, a.k.a. Imam Isa, aka Dr. Yo, or whatever 4 or 5 other names he got. What he get caught doing? Messing with the kids. Hebrew Israelites, the same goddamn thing. Messing with the kids. The same damn thing. Now somebody called me a liar. Somebody get up behind this panel, get in the chat, and call me a goddamn liar. All these things, and these people want to take over the museum, want to call it the Universal Hip Hop Museum, like we stupid. They done donated about $15 million, maybe more, to this museum. And guess who's on the board? A bunch of Zulu Nation members. Now, if we didn't have the things going on that we got going on, maybe you should have first dibs to be on the board. Not to me, you shouldn't, but to the people that's not in the know. Y'all's a street gang. I know Zulu Nation presidents. One of my best friends was a president out here. I never associated him with the fuckery, but I know all the other Zulu Nation members was all about the fuckery. Robbing, stealing, doing stake-ups. Nobody move a muscle. Mm-hmm. You lose, cause you got the Ill Street Blues. You lose, cause you got the Ill Street Blues. That's what I physically saw the Zulu doing. The Zulu gets you into all the parties, all the dope studios. You hang out with all the rappers, the stars, and all that stuff. But what it really is, and what they really do, and they want to be slick, just like GOCC is slick. They're gonna make and when everybody start getting word of everything, African Being Body gotta go sit down somewhere and hide while they do damage control. Mm-hmm. Why they doing damage control? Why they doing damage control? Just like Mr. Gabar got caught being wicked. And then who they should have went to in the first. Like all of them should have went to in the first place. The zookeepers. That's right. The white man. The police. The court system. To keep all the monkeys in line. To keep all of them in line. These niggas want you keep it in the street. We can solve our problems amongst ourselves. All this stuff so they know they're gonna win. So they can set it up so they win. You think I'm a damn fool? I'm an active fool up on here. I was in the court for over damn 2 decades in the Hebrew Israelite court. Don't tell me, you can't tell me nothing about no court. I can spot that shit a mile away. He up there talking about he a Ladino Jew. And these people just making you Puerto Rican. You Puerto Rican. But they're gonna come up with some crazy scenario. Oh yeah, the Jews they came into the Caribbean and they stayed here. That don't mean you one of them. You think like some people came in and populated the whole goddamn island? That's like me and my 2 boys go move to Brooklyn. And 5 years later, everybody in Brooklyn talking about, yeah, every newborn kid in Brooklyn is related to me. That's how stupid they think y'all just stupid to believe that. didn't leave the cult. He left that cult to start his own cult. I'm sitting there looking at his apparel with the Yahweh Shai. And that's only for dummies. You got some crazy, demonic looking black man on a t-shirt with a white afro. Talking like that because they can't read the scriptures. Show me the scripture where Christ had an afro. Show it to me. Somebody put it in the chat. Somebody put it in the chat. I'm gonna show you how stupid y'all is. And I was one of them. Non-reading comprehension ass motherfucker. Straight up. And somebody called me a lie. Watch this. Right? I guess we can talk about Gabar later, maybe. Let me see how my internet don't jack up. Let me know. 4 people up in here. Y'all at least let me know if y'all hear me or not. Or just whatever. Right? Got this damn stupid body Zulu Nation. Watch this here. No, I'm gonna start with this. I'll start with this right here. Everybody know the Zulu Nation adopt most of their damn doctrine from this damn Moorish sign. When you sign up, it's called the Universal Zulu Nation of the Moors or something crazy like that, right? This is your founder, the Moors. This is your Moors founder. Somebody call me a lie. This is paper right here. March 23rd. That's right there. March 23rd. Ain't that some shit? What the day is? Oh, March 28th is that. 1929. Right? March 21st. A coroner's inquest to the murder Thursday night of Claude Green. Let me read down here just in case my thing go out. I know I don't be talking to myself. Well, I gotta make it bigger though. Make it bigger so y'all can see. Y'all think I'm a damn lie? Think I'm a damn lie? All right. The hell with that. Hold on 1 second, y'all. There's all the fuckery going on. Check it never be regular. Let me see how it look. Yeah, it still got a. What is that? Let's see something. Let me go back to it. Here we go. Boom. All right, here we go. How we look here. Can I read it from here? A little bit. It's enough. It's enough for me to read it. A coroner's inquest to murder Thursday night of Claude Green, president of the Chicago Booster Civic Club. I don't know what the Booster Civic Club, but what I've told y'all before, a lot of these things were big social clubs. They weren't religious. It was just people screwed up to believe half the stuff was real. This is when people black. Right? Check this out. Check it on the damn lie. Former Supreme Business Manager of the Moore Science Center brought to light the highly charged love affairs of the leader of the cult. They even called it a cult in the 1920s. Known as the Prophet Jubilee, the name of 3 women were linked to more than Ordinary Way with the Prophet Mary Lou, 14, Christine, 16, and Pearl. So they're in her 20s. The two of these girls, Mary Lou and Pearl, the Prophet was supposed to have been married. But when Mary Lou matched to the Moorish leader at the age of 12, admitted that the ceremony had been according to the Quran. You see this shit here? They put God into it. God said it's all right. Don't worry what the white man tell you. You got to get a marriage license. That's the white man's marriage license. That's for the damn Illuminati. That's the devil. Sex. Sex, nigga. Not what the code tell you. You sign a marriage license. You pledge allegiance to Satan. Y'all heard people say that before. You pledge that's Roman. That's a Roman custom. Have a marriage license and a wedding ring. Too cheap to buy a ring. Say that's a Roman custom. Listen, admitted that the Quran was according to the Quran, and that she had known of the existence of any legal papers. It was construed that the Prophet had put one over on this expected mother. So the girl was pregnant. And the Noble Ali took advantage of her and kicked that old Quran bullshit with her. Kicked that old Quran shit with her. Finessed her to knock her up and not sign no marriage license, not sign no birth certificate, none of that. None of that. And where that leave her in the end? Looking stupid. Looking stupid. And that according to the laws of Illinois, he was guilty of statutory rape. Christina, 16, admitted she worked in his as secretary. Free labor, but protested that there had been nothing wrong with the relationship. See? There's nothing wrong. It's all righteous with the Most High. It's righteous. This is our culture. We're not a culture. This means culture. She lived with Mary Lou and slept. If ain't nothing wrong with, she got to sleep with the other goddamn wife. Pearl, it was taken away from, although at that time he is said to have lived in a 2-flat building with Mary Lou in one flat and all in the other flat. This nigga got balls. Green's murder is one of the most atrocious ever committed on the South Side. He was shot 3 times and stabbed in various parts of his body. One plunge of a knife partially disemboweling him. They really they Moors, you know how the Moors got they sword, you know, that bending sword so they can get you out. These niggas love to do shit like that. They want to take you back ancient times. This is your African empire. This is your Zulu nation. This is your Zulu nation. What's the name of this nation? Zulu. Zulu. And who we bow down to? True elite. True elite. Somebody call me a lie. Can I get a witness? Can somebody call me a lie, please? Can somebody tell me? I don't see nobody in the chat. Can somebody call me a lie? I ain't gotta read no more of this shit. I just found another video. I knew this is what happened. I had forgot. And when I saw the article, I was like, yo, I did a video on this already. I'm doing it again. I done dropped this to y'all. Y'all think I'm playing. I don't have time to play with nobody. not trying to be nice to you. I'm not trying to be civil. None of that. There's nothing to talk about at this point. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk. I don't have to question this person. I don't have to have them on here. For what? We already know. I don't have to stop on Malachi York because I already know. Oh, damn, that link was too big, I guess. What I was saying. God damn, the link is. Yeah, I guess that motherfucker is that big. Hold on. Share. Okay, I got a short link. Right, here we go. That's be good. Right? And I'm sitting there listening to Ms. Will video, like, thing. And I'm like, yo. I'm like, at least she on point. She knows what she's talking about. And the people putting it, and the people she interviewed confirming everything. I've been through this. Like I said before, hip-hop has ruined black people. Hip-hop has ruined black people. Being a goddamn cults. Because all these old school hip-hop groups was all associated with cults. Ancient Islam, Odyssey, the Moors, New Ideas, the Ansars. I had a couple boys out with Ansars back in the day. They older than me. See this shit? Y'all think I'm playing. Y'all really think I'll be playing up on here? I'm dead serious. Now show this to Taharka Bay. But I talk about everybody else. Let's talk about you, Mr. Taharka Bay. Mr. Taharka, you got them children charges too. You got them children charges too. Along with your cult leader. This is simple for me. This is mad simple for me. Let me show you this one real quick. Mad simple for me. And I didn't get into the video yet. Mad simple. Hit the like button on the way in here. Let me know if y'all can hear me or whatever. My internet jacked up, whatever. Look at here. Look at here. You think I'm playing? What this shit here say? Murder exposes cult leaders' love affairs. Whole profit for murder in Chicago jail. Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you this one too. It's a damn shame. A damn shame. Let me see if there's something out here I can share. Oh, the link's not long. The link's not long. Hope it's not too long for the chat thing. They said, smiling in your face. Oh, Gabar think he's slick. Don't let him fool you, Miss Wills. Don't let him fool you. I was shocked. I was stunned. I couldn't even sleep last night thinking about that shit. And the lady is such a lovely lady. Like, you can tell she has really good spirit on her. She can get down. I mean, though, she will get down now. Don't get it twisted. Shout out to her for real, yo, for the work that she's done. Shout out for Will. There you go. There's the other link. You think I'm playing? All right, let's check this out here. When this old fool pop up, can somebody tell me, can y'all hear me? I know some of y'all working and be listening, and like I can't pull out the phone. Y'all working that shit, but see y'all there she goes. Very productive lady too, I might add. I done checked out her website, everything. She's awesome. Awesome. There was nobody at that damn protest. I wish I could have. I'm not too far from here, but I yesterday. But there wasn't enough people there. I tell you that. There wasn't enough people there.
Iterate. We are hip in and of itself. Our issue is that as soon as this museum, under the leadership of Rocky Buchanan, as soon as they secure
Rocco was the new president
every level
nation. Rocco boy
of government in New York, from the city level to the state level to Congress, federal. As soon as they received funding, they started promoting the Zulu Nation. And what I'm going to show you right now, exactly.
And enough for that. The bunch of niggas, right? The bunch of niggas is hungry. He's trying to get some more money because they ain't have enough sense to say it when they had it back in the day. All right, thank you for staying. Thank you for staying. So that little technical difficulty. It might not be the last time either. But check this out. Y'all think I'm playing. I do not play with these people. Rocco.
Your house. Listen, 50 years of hip-hop history. New York City is the only city in the country that can actually claim 50 years of hip-hop history. The Universal Hip Hop Museum is dedicated to the preservation and celebration of hip-hop history and culture, past, present, and future. And I'm just so thankful that we have a strong representation from all the pioneers, the practitioners that have made this culture the most important art form in the entire world. Starting with my boy over here, my brother, Grandmaster Flash. I used to do back in the day, but and the nation of the Zulu Nation. Give it up for the Zulu Nation too. And all of the men and women here, Roxanne, they have given so much to make this culture.
I wonder what Roxanne is saying. She a woman. I wonder what she's saying.
He and I used to do the parks back in the day, but and then the formation of the Zulu Nation. Give it up for the Zulu Nation too. And
okay, so now let's go to Grandmaster Flash.
Now, I want y'all to go. I'm gonna do it because the motherfuckers got this shit, right? I ain't gonna put it back up. Go type in Grandmaster Flash and Furious 5 and click images and zoom in. And that's all I'm gonna say right there. I'll leave that part right there. But let's go. Shout out to the LGBTQ community for keeping it 100.
Mayor Adams. It's been 49 years for me. I can remember times when it was.
Why you don't remember after their body was messing with them damn kids? Do you remember that?
No computers.
Oh my God.
I got the damn record.
No
the message right there in my living room. 15 feet away from me. No I got the goddamn record. I said, break it live on the goddamn channel here.
Double say music and work and repeat it and call it rap. Full fruition. And I'm talking to all the hip hoppers there and all the hip hoppers around the world. I want to say thank you, because when I did this thing could have been a hell no. Thank God the beat was in service and a rapper. There's other name I might not be allowed to say, but I must say to Africa.
Here we go. Here we go.
Thank you for that first party. There's other name I might not be allowed to say, but I must say to Africa Bambaataa.
Now, pay attention to this guy right behind Flash, this guy McDaniels. He's the one of the people bragging about how they have all this child and teen programming.
There's other name I might not be allowed to say, but I must say to Africa Bambaataa.
What do you think?
All right. Okay, did we get that? Now I'm going to read the letter that we got from the museum. I certainly wish I could share this screen, but it's in Adobe, so I don't know how to.
I'm messing with all day.
Share
You
this.
sharp.
March 13th, Miss Layla Wills. I want to begin by thanking you for your concern and efforts in bringing a serious issue to the forefront. There is nothing more, it's a real long letter, so some of this I'm not gonna read. So basically the first paragraph is saying how there's nothing more important than the protection of innocent children. As an institution, we take these allegations against Bambaataa very seriously. We read your report and expressed empathy for the victims in their trauma, and they say more. And Buchanan condemn all acts of violence and abuse. We would like to also make it clear that Africa Bambaataa has not had a role at the museum since approximately 2016, that Rocky Buchanan and the museum are not party to any activities affiliated. They're not party to any activities affiliated with the Universal Zulu Nation, and and then they talk about their mission. So party to any activities to the Universal Zulu Nation. Now, last Saturday, they had a party, a Zulu Nation party at that museum, and they charged $15 at the door. So if they are not a party to the activities affiliated with the Zulu Nation, then we are not clear on what that event on Saturday was. We're also not clear on what the Zulu Nation anniversary was that was also hosted at the museum. So when they say they are not a party to any activities, that is not true. While it is true that Africa Bambaataa was a founding member of the museum, he was removed from any involvement with the museum as soon as the allegations surfaced. He has never been a board member, or a volunteer. Okay, so, but he was a spokesperson for that museum. He collected money for the museum. And now, as I said, as soon as they got the money, they're all openly promoting Africa Bambaataa, okay? That announcement with Rocky Buchanan, you could see the gratuitousness of that press conference and them taking the opportunity. And Rocky Buchanan is a president and executive director of that museum, and he took that opportunity with the mayor to carry the Zulu Nation's water. Mr. Buchanan has never been a member of the Universal Zulu Nation. Additionally, Universal in the museum's title is not in connection with or in reference to the Universal Zulu Nation. So then she repeats the same disclaimer that's on the website, which is about Universal Music Group, Universal Records, Universal Pictures, and blah, blah, blah. They have no affiliation with any of these Universals. But I've already proved in that report that Universal, when it comes to this museum, they were not talking about the global impact the genre has had over the past 50 years. They're talking, as soon as Bambaataa came on board of that museum, the word Universal was added to its title. To same way he declared himself the Amen Ra of hip hop culture. He also named his organization the Universal Zulu Nation. He puts his stamp on this museum and it becomes the Universal Hip Hop Museum. And when their communications person emailed me, she said, "Thank you for celebrating universal hip hop culture." That is the exact language of Africa Bambaataa and the Zulu Nation. Now, the rest of this letter is not important. It's about their, they want to heal, uplift, and blah, blah, blah. Now, the person, wait a minute, let me write her name down. The person who wrote this letter, so I want to come back to talk to you because I'm in another screen. Her name, the person who wrote this letter is Nana Carmen Ashurst. All right. Nana Carmen Ashurst. Her title on this letter is Chairman Emeritus. Chairman Emeritus. What does that mean? That means she was a chairman of the museum, and now she's no longer the chairman of the museum. So this woman who wrote us this letter is not one of the voting members of, I see my guest has joined us. Let me bring you in right now, actually. And then I'm out because I'm almost done. Oh my goodness. Add to stream. Here we go. Welcome. I'm almost through with my little comments, and then I'm coming straight to you. And you're muted. I didn't mute you. So this woman who wrote this letter, she's not a voting member of the museum, okay? She's not on the board. She's a former member of the board. She has no rank over there. She has no power over there. They drugged this woman out of the ether because I said in that report that there are no women on the board. There are no survivors on the board. There are no child advocates on the board. There are no younger Zulus on the board who were doing the work of hip hop and the Zulu Nation. So Rocky got her to respond to me. And she's trying to make it seem like I am a crusade and there's no one else about this story. Why didn't they have Curtis Blow write me? He's also a former chairman, but he resigned. Why did Curtis Blow resign? After he found out about LG, he cited health reasons, but he resigned. Why didn't any of the voting board members write us? Because we're asking for Rocky to be voted out of that museum, that he's promoting the Zulu Nation and Africa Bambaataa, and he should not be the shepherd of public funds. The last thing I'm going to say, and then we're going to welcome Hassan Campbell. I am so happy he's here with us. The last thing I want to say on this letter is that she is the former president of Def Jam, which is Russell Simmons. And we're all clear on the allegations against him. So Rocky, listen to me. I don't know what you thought you were doing with that letter. You did not diffuse the situation. You made it worse. You brought the president of Def Jam, because I believe the survivors of Russell Simmons. I believe them. So you made it worse. And we are having our protest on March 27th. As I said, they have received millions of dollars. Go to the website, hiphopstandswithsurvivors.com. They receive money from the city through the mayor, 5.5 million. They receive 4.2 million from the state of New York, the state legislators. I have their names on that website. They receive over 3 million. I would say 11 million. 4.2 million from the Bronx Borough President Ruben Diaz Jr. Over 3 million from Schumer and Gillibrand, which is Congress, that's federal. They've received money from every level of government. And we are going to city where our protest is not at the museum, it's at City Hall, where the money, some of the money is coming from. And we're telling them, no, you will not use our tax dollars to promote Africa Bambaataa, the Universal Zulu Nation, and signal pedophiles, that the Universal Hip Hop Museum is a safe place for pedophiles, and that this is a new hunting ground for child victims. That's why we're going to New York City Hall Monday morning, March 27th at 9 a.m. So we're going to pass it or welcome Hassan, and I will share the link later after he and I have this dialogue. And thank you to everyone who joined us. Hey, Hassan.
Now you see how slick the weasel they way up in there. They'll call it Universal Hip Hop Museum. Everybody know damn well they're using that Universal because of the Universal Zulu Nation. Not because hip hop's universal. They don't call them the Universal Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or the Universal Country Music Hall of Fame or whatever. Slowly but surely, they're trying to sink, the Zulu Nation is trying to sink their hands into it for the money. For the money. For the money.
Poppy.
All right, so that clip that you was playing, you can hear me?
Yeah.
The clip that you was just playing, you know, with the dude taking Africa Bambaataa, it just infuriated me.
Yep.
He just paused for a second.
Like mine. It's all right. It's all right. I'm here. Still watching.
Layla, I don't know if you can hear me, but you're froze.
Yeah, we're back. We're back. Sorry, everybody. Sorry about that. Sometimes the internet gets unstable because of the weather. Go right ahead, Poppy.
You know, I didn't see that clip with you know, with the dude standing there thinking Africa Bambaataa. I forget his name.
Grandmaster Flash.
Grandmaster Flash. Him standing there thinking him for what?
Exactly.
And then I think that was Mano standing in the background, which really aggravated me. Like, thinking him for what? They don't even understand. They putting fuel back up under my fire.
This is cult mentality. That's why they sitting there thanking him. The cult leader can't do wrong. Never. The cult leader can take your kids and smash them up against the damn door. Bang their heads up against the sling their heads into the door. Like they did that little 7-year-old boy in Ohio. The people that's going to sling the little boy in the door and take turns beating them. Right? These cults got their little hit squads, like the Fruit of Islam. You had what the Yahweh Ben Yahweh had the Death Angels. All this crazy stuff. Damn. Pops like later. You know what they had their own hit squad? Nation of Islam, 5%, all of them had a hit squad, right? What happened to call the police? What happened to call the police? Now, you know what I'm saying? Because these folks got these little justice systems, right? Do they take care of it like the United States judicial system? No. No. They just come get you. You talk about the Nation of Islam. Yo, you better take that down or else there's going to be some problems. There's going to be some problems. So what kind of problems? What kind of problems? Pull out the tape recorder. What kind of problems? To the federal prison where you belong. See, you leave them behind to the federal. And that's the problem, black people. These cults, they get in your ear and stuff, and you know cult wicked as hell. And you leave, but you still keep the cult doctrine. You still keep the cult doctrine. You know it's wicked. Yo, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, Lord. Yeah, the 5 pillars, yo, man, you dudes a piece of shit, yo, knowledge, Lord. Knowledge. Yeah, the hell with that Nation of Islam, you know what I'm saying, yo? Yo, I don't eat pork, yo, man, we gotta eat to live. Fuck out of here, that dumb shit. Let's go.
Because
There are people who care. It just seems like they can drown us out because they have the star power. But that's only because we have been quiet.
We're not. How many people out of all of them care? Your panel should be flooded. People want to come on talk. Should be flooded with hip-hop stars, with the public, with the people that live in Cross-River, with the people that grew up in Rock. Just be flooded. Who you got about here? You got Poppy, right? I'm forever for France. Poppy the only one that you my forever. He in France. He ain't got in France. He got from New York. Or shit, he actually didn't know about the damn hip hop like we know about. And who else saw Mr. Brother Gabar, the cult leader? The cult leader. My forever did a video the other day, right? I was laying out and I saw his head. It looks like some church I'm doing this voice and shit. All of you are here. He said, yeah, this is a church right here. And I'm like, nigga, that's a cult damn church. I'm like, that's the DLCC. That's a goddamn cult. He said, they came out to support. They come out to support. They came out for the numbers to grab new members to take advantage of. And we white about to get right into it on what they do to the people. We just about to get right into it. Hold on. I'm almost there.
It anymore, but people do care.
yeah, sometimes it feels like the fight is like you get nowhere because it's like, you know, everybody got skeletons in their closet and they wish you to shut up and they just want you to go away. That's what it feels like. Everybody the minute we shut up, they can get back into doing what they're doing to the rest of the kids.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yup.
yeah. And some of those people at that museum, we are voted out of that museum, and a real responsible person to lead that museum, to add child advocates and protection. On the Universal Hip Hop Museum's website, there's a picture of Rocky standing in the middle of a whole bunch of 12-year-olds. Who likes that age? What are they going to say when they see the Zulu Nation signs in there? What's the Zulu Nation? And what are you going to say, Rocky? That there was this great man named Africa Bambaataa? No.
When you sit back and you analyze all of these different groups of hip hop, the stardom is what attracts the babies.
Absolutely.
So it's like a nesting.
Doing music, talking about selling drugs and how much money they make and shit. And kids from the damn suburbs that they got money. They got money to go to school. They have an education. Parents pay for the goddamn school. And the damn music, they want to be down and shit. And they listen to that shit. And they wind up just like the kids in the goddamn ghetto.
When you sit back and you really dig deep into the R&B and the hip hop and you really pay attention, it's like I was thinking to myself yesterday. It seemed we have not.
How many people saw the R. Kelly tape when he peeing on the girl? They were selling that tape on the street when I was a kid. They were selling that tape on the street. Like when you buy the bootlegs, like well, people don't do the damn. Well, some people get them damn DVDs still, right? I don't know what's wrong with them. Got computer, they didn't catch up. But back in the day, they had the bootleg VHS tapes. All the movies coming out, all that stuff. The bootlegs on VHS. And the same bootlegger was selling the R. Kelly tape. Right along with it. How many people brought that to see that? And what was that? Child pornography. Somebody called me a lie.
Yet seen Aaliyah while she was alive one time involved in dating somebody her age. Every man was 10 years older or old enough to be a father, which is disgusting. And when you really start digging into 50 years of hip hop, you're going to see a lot of that. That's why everybody's remaining silent. There's nothing to say. Because everybody got some skeletons, some bones in their closet. And on top of the fact that some of them they still ain't done.
And some of them are in Bambaataa's books. We have numerous survivors, and they've seen those people in those books.
Hey, yo, check this out, right? I'm gonna play some of it, right? I hope you don't mind playing the stuff, right? Y'all go over there and subscribe. Y'all see the thing in the bottom of the screen, Leela Wills. Y'all go over there and subscribe to it and watch some videos, and you'll see how they're talking about. Oh yeah, Bear telling like, yeah, everybody take pictures holding the thing, right? I'm trying to be clean on this video. I'm trying my hardest, right? And I thought about that. I'm like, yo. Back in the day, like when we was b-boying and stuff, that was the thing. To take a picture holding your, like, you know what I'm saying, your joint. While you taking a picture. And don't forget the thing when you like pitching your nose. And we little kids doing that. Talking like, yo, you know what I'm saying, man? Like, yo, pitching your nose. Not knowing that's what a nigga with a drug problem do. Who remember that? Now somebody call me a lie. Somebody sit here and call me a lie.
That's another reason why they're quiet.
Right.
You all messed up. You messed up.
Y'all remember the pictures? You're leaning back on the wall. You got one foot up against the wall, grabbing your joint. The other hand stuff pinching your nose, know what I'm saying? Y'all remember that? And wonder where we got it from. It probably trickled all the way down from the Bronx, all the way back to Connecticut. And spread everywhere else, New Jersey, Baltimore, Pennsylvania, Philly, whatever.
You started a fire and it's your own fault. And I put in that letter to the lawyer of the museum. When we start our campaign, we're not going to cease until the Zulu Nation and Rocky Buchanan are out of that museum. That's our money. We want a hip hop museum, but not what that's promoting the Zulu Nation. And we're going to keep going. Either Rocky and the Zulu Nation get out of that museum or the funding stops. You guys want to recruit kids like you did in Bronx River Community Center, and now y'all want to take this to the museum, and we're not having it. And we got people, part of our collective, they're printing flyers that to pass out in front of the museum that say this is a home breeding ground for pedophiles.
As they should. Y'all done heard my story the other night about in my town where I live at with the football, the little Pop Warner football league.
I'm going. Anything else on that?
I done told you how deep that shit went.
Sorry, excuse me.
Ain't nobody said nothing.
But it's their own fault. It's their own fault. We weren't.
So I'm trying to figure this out. So the same dudes that was responsible and aided and abetted Bambaataa in Bronx River Community Center is now part of the Hip Hop Museum. And the city has given a bunch of child predators millions of dollars, but there's not one victim inside that museum that's representing the child victims.
No, exactly. And he doesn't have any women because
why they want to accept this money from the goddamn white man? 5% say the white man's the devil. Noble Joe Ali, same shit. Goddamn Nation of Islam, same shit. Hebrew Israelite, same shit. So why you want the white man money? Huh? So y'all can spin it. Because I know the scripture. You don't think I know the scripture? Use the world. Huh? Use the world. Y'all forgot what that means? That means you can take advantage of the other people that don't believe what you believe in your cult. You can take advantage of them and it's all right with them. It's all right with God for you to take advantage of them, to lie to them, to cheat them, to swindle them. Because they're not a 5%, because they're not a Hebrew Israelite, because they're not in the Nation of Islam. Just like Listen to this. Let me back this up. Listen to this. Watch this, y'all.
The protest.
Look at our
and
face.
SOBs.
Like this nigga.
He's coming to our protest on March 27th. Here we go. Brother Gabbard, very knowledgeable. And Brother Gabbard, you're muted. You got to unmute yourself. Can you please talk about whatever your comments are about when you talk about coyotes? What is a coyote, and what do you mean by that?
Racist, homophobic, goddamn cult leader.
And this intricacy of trafficking.
Well, how
Bambaataa, excuse me, 1 second. Bambaataa took Poppy in that trafficking.
Yeah.
Not a 10. Not a 10.
Yeah. Well, but pleasure to meet you time. A lot,
Want me to play homophobic? Huh? Want me to play that? Want me to play that part? He's know who he is. I know who he is.
Your show is, it's been very.
And look at how Poppy face. Poppy's like, yo, this dude's a piece of shit. Look at Poppy face.
Polarizing. So congratulations for the success of your show, man. So good meeting you.
Thank you, family. Appreciate you.
And going back
he acting like he don't know who he is. Like, oh yeah, you know where you know him from Sinai. With all the rest of the cult leaders and child molesters and scammers and sexual rapists and all that other shit. And we gonna see why you over there. 1 second. 1 second. We gonna see why you was over there.
That you were saying, I'm putting together some articles, for the protests on the 27th. I know you allow me to come up and say some few words, so I'm doing some research in regards to topics we should highlight. And going to the conversation we were having earlier, I think today or the other day about coyotes. I got family members in law enforcement, particularly in the ICE and in the Border Patrol and things of that nature. And what the media's not covering.
They need the Border Patrol your behind up out of here.
Is that the drug cartels make money out of trafficking children.
You do too. You make money out of trafficking goddamn cult members. Look at IUIC. People that from New York City, they're all over the goddamn country now. What about when you were trafficking all them people to Egypt? Huh? What about when you are trafficking all them people to Egypt, taking all their possessions from them? Taking a passport from them so they couldn't leave. Huh? And you got your musty ass over here on this woman there panel?
Trafficking children is becoming this is tying up or getting close to drug selling. Is that profitable? So the drug cartels, they say, that's money to be made. Let's make it. So what they're doing and what I've been bringing out in more details in further shows and also on the protests is that what they're doing is they're kidnapping kids. They are acting like the people who are trafficking these kids are their parents, but these are people that are transferring these kids over to the border, and Americans are paying for them, paying for babies. A 5-year-old. I want a Ecuadorian. I want a Cuban. And there's been many rings that have come out. And been exposed. We're going to go into that because people need to understand that pedophilia is not
Yo, you niggas
is what people
setting it up.
think. One sole person doing something by himself. Nobody knows about it. Pedophiles talk. Pedophiles network. Pedophiles work together. Thinking, yes,
and signal each other.
yes,
And signal each other.
yeah, and I grew up a few blocks away from Boynton Stryfer. I'm 50 years old, so I grew up around the 80s. And Bronx was always known as a place that, you know, you don't want to mess around because at certain nights, you know, you want to get out of there. But they had in the summer school, you know, during the summertime, they had the pool. You know, all the kids from the neighborhood. You used to see the kids go play in the pool, and you have to, you know, they used to have like different periods. Like for an hour, you have to come back, and they allow only about kids to come in.
Watch this. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. He had to start his own cult over. He had to make a whole new bar. And he was the elder bar before in GOC. What is it, 2023? It's 2023, right? Now check this out. Check this out. Somebody out here called me a lie. Check this out. Look what I found today. It's look what I found today, niggas. Listen, breaking news, niggas. Breaking news. Look what I found today. Get all the way to the top of this right here. In the United States District Court for the Northern District of Georgia, Atlanta Division, Judith A. Mayers individually and Judith A. Mayers as conservator guardian for Sam. If you usually got a conservator guardian, that means someone that can't take care of themselves. And you have somebody to care for them. Versus the Gathering of Christ Church, GOCC. And the individual known as Elder Gabar. Now, why doesn't it have his legal name? You know why? Because nobody in the fucking cult knows anybody's real name except the members know each other's names. None of the leadership gives their real name out. So when things happen, when somebody get raped, when somebody get assaulted, when somebody gets molested, all you know is Elder Gabar. What the hell is an Elder Gabar? An elder Raka. Huh? None of these is legal names. These are cult names. Cult names. There's people that I know, and all I know is their Hebrew name, and I know them for 20 years. I still don't know their government name. These people, look at the white woman that got choked up, JJ 7000 choked up. All she knows was JJ. I don't know what kind of food woman can allow somebody in her house, living in her house, and she don't know that person's real name and got her kids up in there. And that's why the men always choke the life out of her for being stupid. And that man would have walked out that door. He wasn't even from the state. He would have walked out that door and went back to wherever he came from, and nobody would have known nothing but JJ. Look at here. Look at here. Look at here. Comes down plaintiff Judith A. Mayers individually and Judith A. Mayers as conservator for Sam, a disabled individual who is dependent on Judith A. Mayers for financial and physical care, and files her complaint against the above-named defendants on the following grounds. This woman paid $400 to put this thing out. So I doubt this is a joke. Nobody's gonna spend no damn $400 just to be playing with somebody. This is an action for slander pursuant of Georgia GA code, whatever. intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligent infliction and emotional distress, and torturous interference with a contractual relation under Georgia law. Torture, that sounds like they were trying to get in between that person, Sam, and his conservator. The jurisdiction of this court is invoked pursuant because the matter is in controversy. It exceeds the sum of $75,000, exclusive of interest and costs, and there is complete diversity between the parties. Plaintiff Julie Myers, conservator, is an adult citizen of the county of Douglas, state of Georgia. Defendant GOCC is headquartered in the state of Pennsylvania. Defendant GOC has a church in the state of Georgia and conducts worship in the greater Atlanta area on a weekly basis. Defender Elder Gabar resides in the state of New York. Defender Elder Gabar is employed by and directed by the leadership of GOCC, headed by Elder Makar Richard Shepard. So she knew that, Richard Shepard, and is therefore liable for his service torts acting within the scope of his business pursuit. Right? Let me just go down here a little bit. Defamation, slander. First thing a cult do, when you don't do what they tell you, they slander the hell out of your ass. Judith Mayers was baptized. See, the woman, Judith A. Mayers, was baptized in GOC in 2017 and was an active member of the church in both Atlanta and New Jersey bodies. Trafficking. See, you're bringing the people up and down the damn coast. Plaintiff is over the age of 40, has been married on more than one occasion, and has a child from one of the previous marriages. Plaintiffs have been diagnosed with diabetes since 2017 and had control level of blood sugar and with use of low dose of basic diabetic medication and diet. Now, let me tell y'all a little quick story. If y'all go to my channel and see the confessions, it's the first video, like a premiered featured video on my channel. I don't know. I think it only shows if you're new the first time you're on the channel or after you already been to the channel or something. It shows it. But if you type in, you go to the search bar next to the About tab on my homepage and type in confessions, it'll come up. It got a woman with a black eye for the thumbnail, right? We got my good friend, Mary Bennett. Her marriage was destroyed by this IUIC cult and her husband joining the cult, who was seeking a donated kidney. He received the kidney. And you know, you got to eat certain things and stuff before that kidney really takes and do this thing on its own, right? No, he's commanded by God to follow these religious customs that almost cost him his life. And the man had the nerve to say, if the white man was giving him the damn thing, giving him the damn kidney, he would rather die. I would have let his ass sit right there and go right down in that damn hole. Plaintiff texts the V card, a friend, to defendant Elder Gabar, asking him to reach out to the male friend to explain Israelite doctrine and provide the proof studies to back up the church's doctrine. Within 2 minutes, defendant Elder Gabar called plaintiff and immediately began to interrogate plaintiff on the nature of the relationship between the plaintiff and her male friend. When plaintiff responded that she was an adult and capable of making her own decisions. See this? See now, you got a boyfriend, you a woman, you in the church, right? Now you meet a man. No, they're gonna tell you who you can be with, who you can't be with. And if you don't know, they're gonna call you a hoe, a stupid ass bitch. You ain't gonna call you every name in the book. Go look at IUIC. When they release these videos, they say that they humiliate the people that go off. The brothers that go off from their doctrine, they spend the whole day and night just humiliating him, calling him all stupid, you nigga, you monkey, you all types of everything in the book. Now look, this is the same thing right here. And that fool had his deaf nerve to come up on this woman's platform to screw this whole thing up. Now they can say, oh, there's a goddamn cult protest in the hip hop museum. They'll hijack the whole shit. They'll hijack the whole movement. Defendant Elder Gabar then called plaintiff male friend who was next to plaintiff and on speakerphone. Plaintiff heard defendant refer to the plaintiff as an African American with multiple children out of wedlock. See? She ain't nothing but what you want her for. She ain't nothing but a hoe. She got all these goddamn kids. And she, I don't know, she didn't marry. Neither plaintiff nor her friend are African Americans. You see? Just like they tell you, oh, you are the tribe of Reuben. You are the tribe of Issachar. You are the tribe of Manasseh. They don't know what you is. Oh, you a Negro, so you are the tribe of Judah. And that the friend should not listen to plaintiff because plaintiff was a woman. That's the first thing you learn when you come into the truth, the so-called truth, the truth. They tell you that you don't listen to women. You don't listen. Like a brother coming in, right? He'd be like, well, I don't know if this is right. I don't see anything with getting married and having a marriage certificate or anything. Then they're saying, they'll look at each other. The leadership will look at each other and smile. That sounds like something a woman to say. That sounds like something a woman to say. And now you looking there and you like, you know damn well that woman told you that shit. And you sit there and look stupid. And they build you up to be hard. Go back to how, listen, woman, you gonna listen to me. The scripture say you supposed to listen to me. You supposed to learn, you supposed to be under me all subjection. That's the scriptures say. So if you don't listen to what I tell you and do what I tell you to do, the Most High gonna kill you, woman. That's what they teach it. And he got his funky ass up there with Hassan Campbell and Layla Wills. I'm the Wishfinder General. Hit the goddamn like button. Think I'm playing with these people today? Anybody? I put the damn thing in the chat. Oh, I forgot to put it in the chat. Y'all can come out here and call me a liar or whatever. Come out here and call me what you want. You better explain it. You better explain it. Let me drop the link. Anybody want to? I hope Miss Lynn Wilson come out here and speak with me. Khalil Monty, my forever. Anybody want to come out here? He get a link. I should have put it back. I done been out here an hour and a damn half. I've been so riled up. I forgot to put the damn thing up in there. Hold on. We're going to go back to the African Hip Hop Museum. We're going to go back. Try to believe that. We're going to go back. You drop it up in here. Ain't joking. That's right. Steady push. 0 people up in here. Steady pushing. Hold on. Oh, hell no. What do I do with my goddamn? Hell no. Oh, goddamn Reaper. Ain't that a goddamn bitch? Wait, hold on a second, yo. Damn, I don't know. All right, fuck it. Fuck it. It's gone for now. I'll find it. Shit, that shit nerve wracking though. Okay. I'm gonna skip through this. All right, on Sunday, September 6th, 2020, right? 2023 now. We just crossed the threshold of 2023. Elder Gabar is no longer at GOCC. Why? Because it got hot. It got hot. Defending Elder Gabar along with Elder Baruch and Elder Law, y'all. The weird dude that hang around recall that said sit up under him and shit. just looking weird, looking like Frankenstein, like a science experiment. And they can just sit there and just blank stares, look crazy as hell. Held a conference call led by defendant Elder Gabar, where plaintiff was further accused of immoral behavior and was called an idiot, half retarded. When plaintiff attempted to respond to the accusation, plaintiff call was purposely disconnected. Plaintiff was so traumatized by the event. Why? Because they'll tell you God gonna kill your ass. We are the men of the Lord. So when you go against us, you go against the Most High. See, the messed her all up. She became physically ill, began suffering frequent and severe headaches. Plaintiff is not able to walk up the flight of stairs and carry her purse. Torturous interference with contractual relations. Plaintiff incorporates here in paragraph 1 through 14. Judith A. Mears is the authorized legal conservator for Sam, a disabled individual who is dependent on Judith A. Mears for financial and physical care. Defendants defamed and caused plaintiff intentional and negligent infliction and emotional distress, as outlined in 3 and 10. Maliciously did so on the basis plaintiff is female. Right? So this is because she was female. As a result of defendant's actions, plaintiff was unable to perform her duty as conservator. Defendant actions were reckless, extreme, outrageous, not only impacted plaintiff's current health, but also had deleterious, I don't know what the word is, impact on plaintiff's future health, life expectancy, and future earnings. Consequently, Sam will not have the benefit of plaintiff's care and future earnings. So she was taking care of this person. She was sick herself. And from all this crazy stuff happening, because hell yeah, you got low, high blood pressure or whatever, this nigga gonna run your pressure up, thinking you God gonna hit you with a bus, because that's what they gonna tell you. Because you're not following the Most High. You know, the Most High kill people like you. You gonna go outside and get hit by a bus. I've been in this shit. I was in this shit for over 20 years. And to the point where I thought goddamn God on the goddamn bus company. The court grant plaintiff against defendant El Gabar actual punitive and constitutional damages for defamation, humiliation, emotional distress, and other damages caused by the defendant. So they had to let him go to get him the fuck up out of there, so he don't mess up the rest of the group. You see? Unreal. Unbelievable. See that? Let me see if there was something else about here. Wait. Hold on 1 second here. What's the name of this nation? Look at this. Zulu Nation beliefs. Right thinking. Psychology versus belief. We believe in one God. They call by the name Allah, Jehovah, Yahweh, Ra. See, that's that Nuwabian shit setting in, where they mix all these blackity black religions together. The Most High Creator, the Supreme One. We believe that in number 6. We believe that anyone who is into any religion, faith, that religion and faith should uplift you as a human being. not make you into a religious slave or zombie. Huh? Huh? So what's going on now? Huh? It sounds like all the members of the Zulu Nation, it became just that. Freedom, justice, and equality for all human beings. Now, how can you do that and take on the 5%er in the Nation of Islam? Huh? How can you do that? They got so much bullshit on this motherfucker. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. I'm not going to read all this shit. Look, I'll give you all the damn shit. Look, I'll give you all the damn link to it. Y'all go see this shit for yourself. Just look through the chat. It's full with all cult news. It's nothing but cult stuff. That's all that's there. Cult rhetoric. The link in the chat, the StreamYard link in the chat. Everybody want to come on? I'm here. Let me get back to old girl. Oh, shit. Let me do this real quick. Hold on, y'all. I got to hit my damn thingamajiggy. 1 second. This is crazy. Sit right here. One second. In 1 second, y'all. In 1 second. I'm going to be right back with you. Hold on 1 second now. 1 second. Click this thing here. Get this. I forgot to hit this little thing here for my channel. Just let me get this out of the way. It's important here. All right. Yeah, I wish I did it earlier. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Oh, right here. Let me. Because the live thing showing, it's not going to show it because it's on the live. Okay. All right. Later Wills. Okay. That's what I'm supposed to do. Wills. Wait till y'all hear this, y'all. Wait till y'all hear this shit. I went to sleep listening to him loud, listening to him all night, waking up, turning it back on. But all right. She got something else on it interesting too. Okay, here we go. Let's play some of this here. Playlist. All right, here we go. It shocked me though. When I saw this, I was like, oh damn, okay. She on it, so she on it.
I've been using Grammarly for the last few years to help with my schoolwork in college and writing essays, projects, presentation.
I got that.
Welcome to the first episode of the Limited
Because what's the
Series.
first thing a code will tell you? Oh, code isn't anything bad. It just needs culture. It just needs culture. We're practicing our birthright. This is our nationality.
He's trapped in culture. I am your host, Layla Wills. This series contains adult content and graphic language and is not intended for all audiences. Africa Bambaataa has denied all allegations of child sexual abuse and the sexual abuse of minors. To protect their anonymity, the voices of some people interviewed were altered at their request. Voice identification is at the end of this episode and also in the description.
Music was in the air, and that thirst for music to be brought, curated was always
Music never only been one thing.
This was a time when men were men. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
we
really?
stayed out of the 70s, and we got
Really?
heroes like
The Black Stage was saying that everybody knew what Bambaataa was doing. And I thought the street gang was supposed to protect the neighborhood. Or they supposed to protect Bambaataa. Which one is it? Huh? Somebody explain that to me. Somebody please explain. I'm confused. I'm confused.
Shaft, and you know what I mean? Isaac Hayes and motherfuckers like that. Like, ain't nobody trying to hear no Fosse Boy business like that.
Look at the
Understand what I'm
homophobia.
saying?
All the homophobia, but look what y'all niggas is doing.
in the 60s. You had Vietnam. You had people come back from Vietnam in the early 70s, and when Vietnam supposedly ended in 1970. And black men, especially, were still kind of like treated as not being equal, although there was demands to like, okay, I fought in the Vietnam War. I suffered injuries. Some of us died. My job, where's my community? It's gone down since I left. Where am I getting service? Where's my? And then you had the junkies and the pushers take in. Also note that they can deal some of this to people who need and create maybe veterans in the junkies, people in a crumbling neighborhood looking for hope and despair, turning them into somebody that kind of needs a fence for jails. The statistics said it was 100,000 black men in prison in 1970.
They were all this dirty black stuff. Who cares? Don't do crime. And you don't have the statistic in the jail. You don't have the goddamn statistic. It's just as simple as that. It's just as simple as that. It's not hard. Don't do crime. Oh, the white man put the drugs in the community. Nobody told you to smoke that shit. I ain't never seen a white man put no gun to them nigga head and say, here, smoke this. Or here, sell this. So, it's sad, but they did this. They did this. I can't do this. I can't do this. COINTELPRO ain't do this. These niggas with this COINTELPRO shit be killing me. COINTELPRO. It should be COINTELPRO. If you see something, Warner Brother. It should be COINTELPRO.
Let's say it's close to 2 million. Crime started to happen because of a lot of different reasons that got, pushed onto the black community. And the upstate situation that happened in the jails from downstate was really animosity was growing from the.
America's public enemy number one in the United States is drug abuse. In order to fight and defeat this enemy, it is necessary to wage a new all-out offensive.
That was a very, very tough time because I remember being in Ocean Hill, Brownsville, and I remember that pressure from the police, and it was hardcore.
New York at the time was under extreme financial duress, major crisis. The social fabric.
Y'all remember the movie Fort Apache, The Bronx? I'm gonna watch that shit tonight. I ain't watched that because I was a little boy. Should have been watching it when I was a little boy.
It was only a few years after Dr. King was killed, a few years after Bobby Kennedy was killed, so there was a lot of turmoil. And then you had also the movements. The Black Panther Party was coming to kind of at that point. You also had the Latino group, the Young Lords, that came out of the gang movement that were trying to do socially progressive work, but they were up against a very entrenched, embedded system. COINTELPRO was in full effect. Everybody was just trying to figure out ways to survive, and the gangs rose up because people were claiming territories. And
one of my friends, his father was the head of the Young Lords out here in Bridgeport way back in the day.
Fighting over
they talk about how the projects and stuff was taking out they wasn't picking up the trash and stuff. So they went to all the trash and put the damn street
areas, and it was a rough deal.
He was the reason that Bam Body came into his. That's where it all began.
We started off with going different areas.
When I was fell, I would have been asked out. Y'all would have called 911 for you, boy. I've been asked out in this motherfucker. God damn. Yeah, that shit would have been horrible. Y'all would have heard it and everything and shit. I wouldn't be able to get up.
Of the Bronx. We're black youth, and we'll get beat up if we go 2-3 blocks up the block. We'll get beat up. You know, no, we had to stop that. So they formed the Black Spades, and we started going around where we wanted to go. And if we had any resistance, we would take care of that resistance. We'll fight back. And once we start fighting back, then we was able to go further and further and further.
I want to skip around here. I want to find
gangs if we have any problems, and we'll make a decision if we're gonna fight or we're gonna talk it off. He wasn't a vicious person. I wouldn't send him to do anything that's to harm anybody. You know? No, he wasn't.
First ones to come into the Bronx River with a sound system and the power from Bam's.
Mario had equipment. He asked Mario for the equipment at the time. If you see me being a DJ, you see Mario being a DJ, then you're gonna say, "Oh, I can do that. I can do that."
So, was coming from Bridgeport, Connecticut, was coming to the Bronx, fucking niggas up back in the day. Straight up. You gotta do some videos on that.
Other people start picking it up on it, and they buying equipment, especially after the blackout, when they were broken the stores and they stole the equipment and stuff like that. All DJs start popping up out of the woodwork.
Out there battling for systems.
So, you know, that's how it went.
Big boys through the hard way. Come out of Bridgeport, Connecticut. DJ like fast, taking out the trash. cutting up back in.
It was Bronx River Organization first. Then it became the Bronx Organization because it started incorporating more of the surrounding and immediate projects. Then by 1975, 1976, now you have the Universal Nation from theory and the concept that Bambaataa himself came up with. From there, it just took off. His personality, his charisma, his humility.
Co-leader.
Is what attracted people to him. He had the ability to bring people together. And that's what he did. He had the ability to bring young brothers together, and that's what he did.
Said young brothers. I gotta release this video. My phone messed. I got my phone. I was talking too much on that motherfucker, but it was on Adam 22. I know y'all know the controversy with Adam 22 and all that stuff, the kids and all that shit. I know Adam 22 before the jump, when he had to come up, and in the video, I mean how influential he was in the industry, right? You're constantly now kids. And my position was like I worked for the dopest brands in the industry at that time. Like at that time, the brands that I worked for was the dopest. Like that's what everybody wanted to fuck with, right? And the only way to get down on the team, sponsored on the team, had a demo at your shop or whatever, right? Was to go through me. From Connecticut all the way to Maine. I'm the plug. I was the plug. And nobody else could do it but me. Right? There was somebody else I was working with at the time too. So just me and him. We were the only ones. And you would have constantly have kids get up, like we would have kids come to the office and skate. Like we had a mini and stuff like that. Kids being there just chilling, skating and shit, right? While we doing our in the back, right? And it shows how influential and the kids look up to us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or most of them was like hanging around, see they get from us. You know, we little kids up. Like they need new wheels and that and stuff like that. Every month we get a promo pack. And we start, you know what I'm saying? We flow the kids. You know what I'm saying? Shop and stuff that's good at the sports shop. I'll get or a set of wheels and stuff for the kid. Not for his ass to sell, but to give to the kid. It should help him progress and keep doing what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? And with having that power and stuff, there's opportunity to do all types of shit. So I can see how African bottom cashed in on something like an opportunity like that. I'll show y'all one day the community stuff I've done out here for these kids, getting them into skateboarding and BMX and showing them they can have careers, not just in being a good skateboarder or BMXer, but or doing graphic design, website development, all that stuff, like, right? I was first, it was just me, myself, and I. That's the only one I was doing. I'll share that with y'all one day.
And one of seeing Bambaataa and Jazzy J. So all of them were like icons to little kids because they were behind the ropes and they having a party and you know how little kids migrate and stuff like that. So we will always be around. And
these clubs were open to the youth also. I remember there was some movie show that was on HBO, I think, or something about like the hip hop and stuff. And they used African bottom, but they like renamed everybody and stuff like right. And one thing I noticed, and I thought about that when I was a teen, I used to get in all the dopest clubs in New York City. Walk right up in that motherfucker. I'm the guest list. Walk right up in that. I'm 15, 16 years old. Skateboarding all night at the banks or like, Wall Street or whatever. Like, and like, boom, yo, let's go to the shelter. Let's go to the shelter. And go right up in that motherfucker. We had plugs, we little kids. It was grown ass adults waiting for the goddamn block. All they trying shit free. We grinding as hell. We stay all night sweating. From shirt look like a car. Shit. You got the club. Do what you want to do. You ever seen the movie Kids? A lot of the people that played in the movie Kids are my friends. 2 of them ain't here no more, right? But that movie is a real enactment of the way we was back then. That's shows on the clubs we used to go to in the movie. And I think about it today, how we were getting in there and all these things were happening there. It was so much drugs in there. It was unbelievable. Unisex bathrooms. Could you imagine that? Unisex bathrooms. You got grown-ass adults with my 15, 16-year-old ass and shit. We smoking weed in the bathroom and shit. All types of shit going down. All types of shit. I can't even explain all the shit that I've seen in a night in a New York City club.
Meeting, he used to just let all the kids behind the road. Some of them, his special kids, I guess you could say he let us.
You see this? I didn't even hear this before.
Sometimes I was sitting next to
Yeah, to most part, it was safe. Not safe from that nigga on the screen, not safe from his ass. But as far as like getting shot or stabbed or something like that, it was a very slim chance or anything like that happening because of the atmosphere and the type of, I would say, genre music and stuff. It didn't promote anything type of violence. And if there were violence and stuff, which I barely saw, it would be like removed immediately before you even know what's going on.
We'll all be out there, so it's not like I was out there by myself. It was a lot of children.
Females in my building, they all were dating members of the Zulu Nation, and Bam used to come around with them. And Bam met my parents. My parents, they liked him because at the time.
And this Ron Savage talking for what they were saying on one video actually that this nigga really tried to sabotage the whole shit. Oh shit, I'm fucked up, son. Okay, I go to the number 2. Damn, I'm tired of somebody showing up in this morning. God damn. All right, let me see the chat. Y'all want to come up in. I've been on this motherfucker goddamn 2 hours. Motherfuckers hiding under the damn couch and killing me today. Motherfuckers hiding under the goddamn couch. The internet kind of froggy. Let me drop the link. If y'all can hear me. All right, there you go. Here's the link. V-Ben, I don't know if you heard what I was talking about earlier. You're going to be like, oh, shit, that's some ill shit right there.
Everything about the DJ, everything started from the DJs.
There you go.
So the DJs had the system, they had the turntables, they had the records, and they had the microphone. And they would give you the microphone if you was good enough, and not give it to you if you wasn't good enough. Simple as that. You wasn't messing up a DJ's party.
My introduction to Zulu Nation as a word was probably hearing the routine that Flash and them did to Flash It to the Beat, where they got a part in there, they go, Zulu, Gestapo, Zulu. So that was
Twitto, I did some more shit earlier. I don't know if you caught it or not. I'm definitely caught it because your ass was damn sure sensitive here. I know how you expect it. I showed how Noble Joe Ali was blessed kids also. 12-year-old girl. Has 14 and a 16-year-old. Yep. I got the damn newspaper report. The links of it in the chat.
And then a little later on, there was a guy named Paul Winley. He did the first Super Disco breaks, but he had put out some records with Bambaataa, and that was the first time I heard them, Zulu as a kind of music.
The Zulu Nation makes its first forays into recording with Tommy Boy, Jazzy 5 with a cut called Jazzy Sensation. Then, you had Time Zone, which was the first rock rap combination. 2 years before Run DMC and Aerosmith, and way before we did the song Anthrax, you had Bambaataa and Johnny Lydon, Johnny Rotten, and the Sex Pistols hook up and make a song called World.
I'm going to come back to the wars in a minute.
So in areas of city radio and local recording, and then later on into the gigantic monster Planet Rock, which song went around the world and helped develop, subcultures in Miami bass.
Hard as hell back in the day. But now what we know, I'm good. I'm good.
I love what they were trying to do with that. There was a lot of exposure to a lot of different genres, and it was just fun. I mean, it was a fun time.
Night, and on Friday it's hip hop night.
What is
clubs that had different rooms with different music. On Thursday it might be gay night, and on Friday.
What I told y'all. Didn't I tell y'all it was the gay community that helped the hip hop get started by actually having places for these people to go and perform, break dance and all that shit?
Hip hop night. There were even clubs that had different rooms with different music.
Yep. Terrible. A lot of clubs was like that. Shelter was like that too. Remember the Limelight?
One might be some disco, and the gay people in there, but then upstairs they got hip hop. One thing they got, reggae. Everybody's coexisting, and it wasn't the way they try to make you feel that hip hop was always so homophobic and all of that. Even though I don't buy that term, but I say all this to say that no, we weren't. No, we weren't. We allowed that to coexist with us.
The same thing when I was into like the whole hardcore punk rock scene. It's especially New York, Connecticut, hardcore punk rock. It was just like both of those cultures actually started at the same time, basically. And they're pretty much the same, except one was like by the low income black kids, the other by the low income white kids. You know what I mean? And the vibe was pretty much the same. I couldn't tell you what the hip hop vibe was like in the 80s and shit. I wasn't going nowhere, performances and shit like that. But when I got freshman in high school, I started to go to punk rock shows and hardcore shows and stuff. And the vibe was just like what I remember when I was a kid in hip hop, like how amongst my friends and shit like that. You know what I mean? It was a tight knit community, and everybody knew each other, and it really wasn't no problem. There was like never any problems. If it was somebody that came from somewhere else and came there to start some shit, and that shit got settled quick. You know what I mean? So the two cultures are like identical. I wanted the punk rock hardcore scene got African man bottom. That's a good one right there. I gotta look into that shit. Gotta ask some questions. There's some shit like that going on. You had the gangs, you had the Leech Mob, you had DMS, you had who else and shit. There's some more and shit from back in the day and shit. Like little hardcore punk rock skinhead gangs and shit. In which DMS started as a graffiti crew by a black and Puerto Rican dude, if I'm not mistaken. Then that shit warped into a whole skinhead gang, like in the hardcore scene, which is still around today.
Give a fuck what nobody says. They evolved from a gang, so there was still activity that you could get caught up in some gang behavior. Many different ethnicities. The Zulu Nation had elements from many different ethnicities and nationalities within their organization, and they were a fucking gang. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. They evolved from a gang, so there was still activity that you could get caught up in some gang behavior, if you defied certain codes or whatever it is that they had at that particular point in time.
From the time the Zulu Nation started initially,
Zulu Nation used to come to hardcore shows in New Haven, Connecticut, at like not the Daily Cafe, a place called Tune In, and you robbed them motherfuckers. That's my real memory of like Zulu Nation. Like I said, one of my boys was president of Zulu, but I never seen him actually active. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't in that crowd. Like, but I know other Zulu members. You know what I mean? And that's the shit that they was on. It wasn't nothing about no peace, unity, and having fun. It wasn't none of that shit.
It evolved. It went worldwide in the different chapters and in the different components of the Zulu Nation. You had things that, was beyond gang activity that I would just call criminal activity in some of the different chapters.
Real quick, this remind me of the Black Panthers. When I was a kid, right? Probably middle school, freshman, some shit, right? I started learning about the Black Panthers. I went to the library. I was really into books when I was a little kid, right? Grew up at a big encyclopedia set with all these other type of books and shit. It's about just tell you how things work and all types of shit, right? And I went to the library, got a book on the Black Panthers, and it had the Black Panthers handbook in there. And something that stuck out to me. I'm a little kid, like, you know what I mean? My reading comprehension wasn't that well and shit. Like, don't say I would fail all these tests reading. I suck at reading, right? But I always read books. But like test-wise, I always sucked at reading, right? And I noticed that the handbook said that there was no drugs allowed, no use or some of the drugs or whatever while you on duty. So that struck me weird. I'm like, and I was a straight edge kid at that time too. Straight edge kid and shit. Yes, there were black skinheads, like sharp skinheads, skinhead against racial prejudice and stuff, right? So I'm like looking at this shit. I'm like, why are you on duty? So that means you can sell and do drugs and be a Black Panther as long as you're not doing it while you on duty. I was like, what the fuck kind of shit is this? I thought these people were supposed to be like heroes for Black people, saving Black people, and like they're a bunch of drug addicts, and it's allowed. This organization is allowing that. And I'm a little kid. I'm probably like what? Shit. 14, 13, 14, some shit like that. Yeah, probably like 13, but I graduated. I was 16, like when I graduated. So yeah, 4 years, yeah.
You had criminal activity that was going on, but it was something that was frowned upon in the Zulu Nation. It was not encouraged.
Yo, man, you do that avatar, yo, you wildin' with that shit. but yeah. That's a lot of people was down with Zulu. Ice-T, Ice Cube, all them niggas was down with, like everybody in hip hop was down with Zulu. Mr. Bout. Everybody in New York, at least. New York, New Jersey, and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Philly and stuff.
Every time we went to the parties, I was always in Bambatta's car. You know, he had a driver called, I believe his name was 44. It was an OJ driver. You know, I used to be in the car with him, you know, with Bam. Anytime we go, I always ended up with Bam. My parents didn't mind me being with Bam, you know? They didn't mind not one day.
Yeah, because they get rid of your half-fool ass. I want to say something else. But they probably just wanted to get rid of you. Yeah, they're gonna hang out with this nigga. Bam was the babysitter, was the free babysitter. He was a free babysitter. There's a lot of parents out there that be giving their kids to motherfuckers.
Not
so they can go out there and get high or do whatever, watch their TV show, or have their nigga over there at the house.
And after a time, that Bam would come to my house when they weren't home.
Bam moved out of Bronx River and he moved up to Baychester. He was like an older brother. So I'm thinking like, I'm gonna call you when I'm on my way. So it was a summertime and I know I wasn't in school because I wouldn't travel that far. And back then, even though I was 13, you still could travel. So I had a girlfriend who lived in that building and I was going to see her, but I said, you know what, let me go see Bam first. So I called Bam and he was like, yeah, I'm home. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna come and see Bam. I haven't seen him since he moved away from Bronx River. And he opened up the door. You know, I'm thinking that maybe he lives with his mom, I'm not sure. So I felt comfortable that way. So I did come in. He's like, oh, you want some, you know, something to drink, of course, because the summertime is hot. And I said, no. And then I don't remember what initiated it, but I know what happened.
I met Bambaataa, I guess, 82 to 83, somewhere around that time zone. Mainly at the Roxy's, the dance club that was originally for the B-boys and graffiti artists, and you know everybody wants to 16 when I started hanging out with them roughly. And he used to go take me to his house up in Baychester, you know, in the Bronx. I'm not sure what floor. I think it was that 3rd or 4th floor that he lived in there, but he had records all over his house, and he had a big TV, floor model TV on the thing. He used to have Betamax, and he used to put the cameras on.
He had an apartment in River Park Towers, which is known as Roberto Clemente State Park.
River Park Towers.
The 2 towers that's in that state park is River Park Towers. He had an apartment right in this area. You know, Cedric, River Park Towers, park in the basement garage.
Skip up a little bit. There's a couple, but I forgot. I had all the stuff laid out last night, but I cleared it.
We're here to talk about Hulu Ad Manager, the new self-service tool from Hulu to help businesses like yours advertise and stream TV.
To the audio version.
Welcome to the third episode of Trapped in a Culture. I am your host, Layla Wills.
Just a tactic, a portion of my method, a tool. In fact, it's only of importance when I make it a priority.
And as far as like Brand Nubian and all of that is concerned, Zulu Nation is instrumental in, you know, fostering our talent and helping us get to a place, you know, to where we are today. This game.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip this.
Some of the brothers in the 5% Nation or whatever didn't appreciate, you know, the certain similarities that existed within Zulu Nation.
Khalid Muhammad was a very strong representative of the Nation of Islam and a very powerful minister, one of the most powerful ministers that New York mosque have ever seen. And it was under him
that my ass and shit. He was just a cult leader.
That Shaka Zulu did receive training from the FOI, Shaka Zulu Security for the Zulu Nation, did train with the FOI at the time that Khalid Muhammad was the minister.
Trained, huh? Trained. Trained for what?
You can see the development of Africa Bambaataa as he goes along and who had the greatest influence. And I would say out of all of the leaders, Dr. York had the greatest influence on him as far as my visual attestation and witness of what he began to teach.
Malachi York was the leader of the Nawabians, and for years he raped children. And their parents literally gave their children to York. And they found that these children had STDs, sexually transmitted diseases, and they were minor children.
Oh boy, here we go. You get all stirred up in that. What I said about Noble Jew Ali. What that girl said, that little 12-year-old girl said that he married. Oh yeah, it was okay. It was according to Quran. It was according to the Quran. That's what it tastes like. Yeah, man. All the Africans used to, you don't say you see them on the TV and stuff. All of them got the thing of pieces hanging out. Don't worry about it. Look, we Zulu. We taking it back. This is the culture. Nigga had a whole book for a bunch of kids and stuff. Finessed all of them.
Malachi York was a petty criminal back in the 1960s. He belonged to one of the gangs in Brooklyn, the Marcy gang, in the Marcy Projects area. He spent a lot of time in and out of jails as a juvenile. And it wasn't until 1964 that he was convicted of a gang retaliation where he shot an individual with a zip gun. And he spent from 64 all the way up to 1967. And he was paroled in 98. In jail that he developed his hustle of Islam. From there, once he was out, he started propagating his version of Islam as being the Ansar pure Sufi. He kept that going up until 1970, where he officially, in Coney Island, pushed the Ansar Allah community.
See? 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 I have friends and stuff that have Ansars.
As a child, I came up in the Ansar Law community, which people say Dr. York, we used to say Marmisa, and I'm basically like part of the family. Every year at the New Music Seminar, Bambaataa,
right,
or somebody next to him, or somebody old school. When I say old school, I mean Bam, Flash, Herb, would start talking about hip hop. And it was different for them because with Chuck and I, Rakim, Kid and Play, so on, I can keep going. Where we came in was different than when they came in. By the time we came in, it was a recording deal. Being the fathers, the progenitors of this culture, it's like, okay, so what's happening? There was a way that these guys like Bambaataa and them kind of felt slighted. So that would come up all the time. You know, people are making money off of hip hop. We're not making the dollar that we should have, which is pretty true. You know, hindsight being 2020, it's a little different than what I thought then, because difficult to compare your points to Whitney Houston's points or whatever, but that's what was being done, right? And they would always say, oh, maybe we should do a national hip hop strike where everybody just stops until we get some rules established and all of these particular things. Doc being my uncle, who was pretty loaded, I was like, okay, I could set up this meeting. And so we set up this meeting between Doc and Bambaataa about putting $1 million behind something Bambaataa wanted to do. They greeted each other, nice pleasantries. We sitting in the room. Doc said something very interesting. He said, man, listen, man, I've been fighting this devil for a long time. And so the question I have to you guys is, are you willing to die for what you want and believe? And they just didn't answer quick enough. He got up and left. He said, I'm out of here, Kareem, and he left. But the interesting part to me was, and I could be wrong about this, but this is what I think. Prior to that, I don't remember Bambaataa with any Nuwaubian thought, with any, I remember Zulu Nation. I remember all of that. I don't remember him locking on to anything philosophically that Doc was doing. For me to see Bambaataa later with the Ankh and all of that, it was different.
Yo, you heard what he said, right? That he came up in there, said, how many are willing to die for this? And then he gets up. Everybody probably like, fuck this nigga talking about. Die for what, nigga? Like, know what I'm saying? And he gets up and walks out. That's a control technique right there. So now it makes this man who y'all think is some wise person, that y'all think is some superhero, some savior for black people, right? And he immediately got up and walked out because he didn't get an answer fast enough, right? Y'all wasn't supposed to think. Y'all supposed to do what he said. So now what he just did put a guilt trip on those people. Said, oh damn, he like they already Ben Bada already done hyped him up like he's this great man, right? And he can say Zulu Nation, and we can do all this, do that, and we're gonna build the Black Nation and all this shit, right? Now he does that. It looks like you let down Jesus. That's like Jesus said, y'all want to go to heaven? That's like a nigga coming in the room, right? And say, y'all want to go to heaven? Now I take y'all to heaven right now. You like, shit, what the fuck this nigga talking about? Nah, nigga, I'm good. I'm good right here, nigga. I don't want to go to heaven real quick. I don't want to go to heaven right now. Know what I'm saying? And now he leaves. It's like a guilt trip. So now you're thinking, oh, did I just turn down the Most High God was giving me something in the palm of my hand and I turned it down? And now I'm looked at as like a Judas or a non-believer, and that I don't care about the people. I don't care about Black people because I didn't answer that question saying I want to die for this. Right? Now listen what they say happened. I don't know. Rewind it back just a little bit.
Don't remember him locking on to anything philosophically that Doc was doing. For me to see Bam Bada later with the Ankh and all of that, it was different.
Got Bam Bada. He probably was putting it on Bam Bada too. Just like he was putting it on them kids. And in return, Bam Bada putting it on them and the other kids. That's what they say.
I solely feel like I'm responsible for introducing the two of them. I know I definitely am the guy that said that.
Son, nephew, or some shit.
That meeting up.
Voices Ali's film. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts.
I'm not gonna play. Y'all make sure you go over here. Watch, I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I'll probably stop right now.
I'm Goldie. It's my club.
I'll go check out the series.
Welcome to the 4th episode of the limited series Trapped in a Culture. I am your host, Layla Wills.
Great job.
This series contains adult content and graphic language and is not intended to protect the anonymity. The voice at will has my review as
tremendous influence on young people. If you look at the time that he surfaced, late 60s, early 70s, you had the decline of the nation, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad passed 1975. So he's rising up. He's actually starting to fill a void where the Black Panthers were gone. A lot of the organizations had been infiltrated by COINTELPRO, counterintelligence program in Hoover.
That's the game that the devil is using. Anything to stop people like
I haven't heard anything from Los Solitos out here since the 90s, tell you the truth. Yeah, that was since the early 90s. They were out here, but they wasn't stable out here really. It was mostly Latin Kings, Punk Nation, Latin Kings, Punk Nation, Brotherhood. That was about it, like out here. As far as like gangs that were like actual like gangs. And out here was basically the crews. Like you had crews. Like you didn't have gangs and stuff. It was crews of people.
Yes. The leader of the 5% nation. Stop Imam Asa, the leader of the Nubian nation. Stop Yahweh Ben Yahweh, the leader of the Black Israelite Hebrew nation. Stop any Black leadership. Don't let niggas organize. Don't let them come together as a family and build. Don't let them realize who we are, the devil. This is what must be prevented.
He came with.
You hear this shit? Y'all hear this, right?
The family and build. Don't let them realize who we are. Stop any Black, the leader of the 5% nation. That's the game that these devil is using. Anything to stop people like Clarence 13, the leader of the 5% nation. Stop Imam Asa, the leader of the Nubian nation.
Same thing on the white man. Trying to stop us from rising. No, trying to stop you from getting your money and touching the goddamn children and the women.
Yahweh ben Yahweh, the leader of the Black Israelite Hebrew nation, stop any black leadership. Don't let niggas organize.
They don't want us to organize. They don't want us to organize. They just want to tear us apart. That's the cheese on the track. That's why I don't listen to none of this black unity bullshit. I don't give it. Somebody, yo, black power, my nigga. Fuck you, nigga. Straight like that. That's how I look at that niggas. I'm like, yo, man, fuck you, nigga. I don't give a damn about this black power shit. The black family must rise. No, they don't, nigga.
Together as a family and build.
Don't
let them
realize this motherfucking shit. Come around me with that old black power bullshit. And we looking at what black power is. This is the black power right here. Ain't come from nowhere else but a bunch of boogie eater cult leaders. Show me they were talking black power ain't involved no damn cult. Show me. Show me black power. Anything somebody talk about black power that ain't come from some damn cult. People forget they had normal black people out here back in the day too. This is like we got normal black people out here now, and mine ain't all wrapped up in this fucking dumb shit. And they look like it was swell. No issues. They go to work and just like every other damn American citizen. They pay their taxes, they able to buy that house, that car, business, whatever they want to do.
The devil. This is what must be prevented.
He came with literature and doctrine and ideology. And he was talking about all the things that we wanted to debate and talk about. Religion and are there aliens?
What that sound like, Sonetti? What that sound like? You see that? Talking a bunch of bullshit that don't make no money. Talking a bunch of bullshit that can't do nothing for your goddamn life. Like we went over there on the Pod Sadar channel, right? And my aunt went over there and they asked her about the goddamn pedophile bullshit. And they talking about, oh, we talking about the goddamn stars and shit. For what? For what? What that doing for you? Nothing. It don't have to do shit for you. Know what I'm saying? But I'm like, well, goddamn. Because y'all the one talking this black power. The black family must rise. And all that bullshit. But when it's time to talk about some real shit, niggas not with it. They not with it. They talk about goofy shit. Is the earth flat? Was better for black people. The Quran or the Bible was better for black people. The Wahabi nation of the Hebrew Israelites was better for black. This dumb ass, monkey ass shit.
Talking right into that. In fact, he even said that he was from somewhere else. He channeled entities and he was from another planet.
You hear this shit? Y'all hear this shit? This is his Zulu nation. And we supposed to listen. We supposed to put these niggas in charge. We supposed to put them in charge.
Words for the ancient.
The following recording will be played over the loudspeakers at the Nuwaubian Cult Compound in Putnam County, Georgia.
I incarnate from time to time to reattune you into the divine inside. Step 1. Forget your name and listen to my voice. Truth is in the sound of
the truth. Guess who else knew the truth? Marcus Chestnut, the Hebrew Israelite that killed Malcolm X's mother in the church while she was playing the organ. Like on some Dylan Roof shit. But we want to talk about Dylan Roof when we forgot all about Marcus Chestnut.
In my voice.
The Zulu Nation, you're under African Mambata, they pretty much embraced the whole Nubian, we call the Nubian nation at the time.
Damn like what?
I thought that LL Cool J, Big Daddy Kane, Dougie Fresh, third base.
Y'all remind me to get the part where Khalil Mahdi said that they told him to take down his article or they're going to come see him. You see that shit? I'm fucking real. That's why I'm doing the goddamn video. Fuck them niggas.
Kwame, Shafi, and on. If these brothers
Have
do
your
a rap,
ass shit in the booty house with the rest of the musty butt niggas. Right where they need to be. Call themselves enforcing some shit. The fuck out of here. When a white person do something they won't do shit to them. I bet they won't get no. They'll do it to a nigga though. They'll do it to a nigga. Why they tell the white man to take the shit down? I bet they won't. Won't even. Nation of Islam won't either. But let a nigga do it. They'll threaten your family and everything. We gonna come see you. We gonna deal with you. That face, that stupid ass Ben Bada face he got on this. Looking at you. We gonna deal with you, nigga.
rapping messages out to the people.
His brother's an agent and will pull up one of the members to go try to do something to you so they don't have to. And when you do it, know what they're gonna do? We didn't tell that brother to go do that. That brother, he was straight, he was acting strange anyway. You know what? We actually kicked him out the group 3 months ago. How many times we heard that bullshit? The niggas sitting up around these niggas, as soon as he do something crazy, all of a sudden, oh, we wasn't dealing with that brother no more. He was going off. How many times we heard that shit? Mr. Gabar gonna show up our Layla Will show. Ooh, I wish I saw that shit live. Ooh, shit. I wish I saw that motherfucker live. I want to win on that motherfucker. Oh, Lord Jesus, help me.
World, and got to know Africa Bambaataa, and got to know Jazzy Jeff, and got to know Dougie Fresh, and got to know all of these rappers, and sat down with them by building a recording studio that he talked about in the book. You don't understand the power of building a recording studio. All the rap groups come to record with me. And when they come to record with me, I sit down and find out what they need. Now what happens is, because that, the Ansar Law community, you go out there and look at like album jackets by the rap group, you see our flag on the back of it. You see Fancy Mom Asa on the back of it. You see me now involving myself with the Zulu nation under African Bambaataa. They took their Shahada and became Muslim.
I was with them.
Well, another one of my good friends I grew up with, right? Real good friends. He's a big time producer, professional drummer now, right? He's recently divorced Coco from SWV. Name's Michael Clemens, right? Not Michael Clemens like this jerk was talking about, Michael Clemens, right? And he produced, he did the drum patterns, I believe, for Mary J's first album, right? He done this right out of high school. If I'm not mistaken, he was still in high school when he did it. He was recording music, making beats since like middle school. Now he's a big drummer for a huge gospel group. They do arenas.
When he took his Shahada,
you know, they talking about, yo, Red Man was down over here and shit. Yo, Busta Rhymes was down over here. All these people going to see these young kids doing music.
1989. We had a close alliance.
I don't believe he was a Zulu Nation brother, though. I don't believe he was a Zulu Nation, to tell you the truth, though. But he was around all this shit.
The Nuwapians and Dr. York. He dressed in a lot of the hats and clothes that the Nuwapians made and sold. Bambaataa wore their images, the pillbox tiles with the ankh in the middle. These are all Nuwapian things that Bambaataa wore. Jewelry, Nuwapian necklaces. He went on the
Go to the website. I put the link in there. You can see all the Nuwapian, all the Morris bullshit. You're gonna see it all.
The stuff Amin Ra, which he got from Dr. York.
Many of my brothers and sisters has put me into a god status among the gods, as calling me the Amin Ra of universal hip hop culture.
Now the Amin Ra of hip hop. Okay, you're the like.
No, you the set, motherfucker. You the one trying to do something. Who's that? Who's the Egyptian god? What's the name? Try to molest. Molested. Know what I'm saying? That's who you was, nigga.
I'm cool with that.
And then you say, yo, let me do it between your thighs. Let me just put it in between your thighs. Then he said that in the Egyptian text. Huh? That's where you got that from, me about it. No, she did that from the well, that's where you got that from, me about it. I bet you did. I bet you did.
You taking it on some like, really, Bam? Really? Now you're the Amin Ra, and you're and everyone in hip hop. In hip hop, is supposed to like. Okay, what spiritual shit are you fucking giving me? You know what I mean? Because
This is a real nigga right there.
Yeah, I know. Bullshit.
Thank you.
The use of the term Amin Ra by Africa Bambaataa, Lord of all
Direction. That went into the sacred chamber, right? And this is how they vowed loyalty to the great God, Amun. You know what I'm saying? They didn't look at it the way we now see it as homosexual, or they didn't see it that way. They looked at it as a covenant that when he ejaculated or whatever, they became a part of him, and they left it as God.
Y'all heard that, right? Y'all heard that, right? You see? These Hebrew Israelites, these Moors, these 5%ers, these Nation Islam heads, they want to take you back to some deep intergalactic fucking black spaceship shit. Mothership bullshit. You hear what the nigga just said? Talking about ejaculating on motherfuckers, and they can believe gods just like you. This nigga up in there doing rituals on these kids.
And all went off in a sacred priesthood performing the same ritual.
See?
This is why in the Catholic Church, those ministers never really, or pastors or fathers, never really get prosecuted for having sex with the young boys, because they're reenacting the ritual and the act.
I really don't need the bitching man, because the devil is going to make up his mind to come after us one day. It's written in the law. He's going to try to climb Mount Zion and destroy us, the Holy Tabernacle. You understand? And I don't need men that are going to break down like that.
That sound real familiar. That sound real familiar. Not the voice, what he's saying. Sound real familiar. Y'all that fuck with me, y'all know what I'm talking about.
There's rats in there, so what's wrong with rats? There's no heat, so there's too much heat. So I subjected y'all to everything that you can go through to make you ready to stand whatever comes against us. Because I don't need, can I speak here? I don't need the bitching men. I really don't need the bitching men, because the devil is going to make up his mind to come after us one day. It's written in the law.
Hear that? You turn on any one of these cult YouTube channels, you're going to hear that same message. Oh, they took down my videos. That's the FBI. They know they watching me because they know we telling the truth. So they taking down our videos. Oh, I used to love that shit back in the day. I'm like, no, you stupid idiot. You fucking violated the guidelines, you jackass. Telling stupid ass ghetto motherfuckers that they don't know no better that bullshit. You couldn't tell me that shit. Talking about the FBI watching. Well, what the fuck you do then if the FBI watching, nigga? Last I heard, we got freedom of religion here. They don't give a fuck what the fuck we worship. When you doing a fuck shit, that's when they coming to get you.
Try to climb Mount Zion and destroy us. Holy tabernacle. You understand? And I don't need men that are going to break down like...
Remember what I told y'all before when he walked out the room? After he didn't get the answer? You see that? You see it play out? I know what I'm talking about.
Counts of aggravated child molestation that you could receive a maximum sentence of 30 years in confinement for each count, that you're charged with 34 counts of child molestation, that you could receive a maximum sentence of 20 years in confinement for each count, that you're charged with 1 count of sexual exploitation of children, and you could receive a maximum sentence of 20 years in confinement, and you're charged with 2 counts of influencing witnesses, and you could receive a maximum sentence of 10 years in confinement for
shit. You see how much time that nigga was wasting? He ain't never coming out this motherfucker. And there's people trying to get him released, which ain't never gonna happen.
His sexual urges.
This is definitely a case that needs to be open. It needs to be open for all the public to see, for all the public to view, all the public to get an understanding, for we could get the right knowledge, the right wisdom, and the right understanding of what has happened to our brother, Dr. Malachi Z.
You hear this shit?
Yo.
Once you ever heard somebody say, yo, I overstand that, run away from them. Punch him in the damn mouth and run away. Crazy.
The following recording would be played over the loudspeakers at the Nuwaubian Cult Compound in Putnam County, Georgia.
And you say...
All right, that's all I'm gonna play from this. Y'all make sure I gave y'all the link to her channel, and it's also gonna land when you click the link. It's gonna show on one of these videos in this playlist. This is the whole playlist for this series. She also has the visual one, the one that actually has video footage instead of the audio. So you guys make sure y'all go there. She doesn't have that many videos on her channel, so you guys can easily watch everything on her channel. Like if y'all got enough time, probably like a day. Yeah, y'all like shit. What more can I say? What fucking more? Oh, what I'm supposed to get? What I'm supposed to get? Khalil Mahdi. Okay. All right, Khalil Mahdi. He got the skate hat on. I love haters hat. That's funny. He got the DJ on. I was thinking the little sport, the skate culture. That's what's up. That's what's up. Let's see if I get transcript on here. Yeah, that. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Give me a second. 1 second. Okay. Come see me. I think this might be it here. Let me check. Here you go. Yep, this is it. Y'all go over here.
So, okay, Slade, tell him, take it down, or we're going to come see him. Yeah?
You see that? Now, this off the rip of that, who should make these people in charge of that shit? Just off the rip of that. Not, we gonna sue you. Not we gonna send you a cease and desist letter. We gonna come see you. And everybody in the hood know what coming to see you mean. Camilla Monty, you should have went old school and called the zookeepers out. Because you know the zookeepers keep the monkeys in line all goddamn day. That's what you should have did. Don't let these niggas slide or nothing. Call the goddamn zookeepers. Come out there, the broom, the goddamn, the noose thing they tied around the dog neck and shit with the goddamn net. Put it right in the back of that wagon and shit, like they did that nigga in New Haven. They paralyzed the shit out of that nigga and shit. That would be if he talking shit. Would be able to. Cops had one for him. Yeah. Talk all that shit. All right. He like, I can't move. I can't move.
Oh, I believe you, what you jacking TV. I know you're not. I know you're good. I know you're good. I can tell by your conversation. And you're smart and you know a lot of stuff. And I would say to people like Jamel Saladin and anybody who's on YouTube that want to, dabble in this conversation, just do your homework. Don't even do a video until you do your homework.
Yep.
There's certain people you should know. If you really want to know what's going on with the Bambaataa story,
there you go. Tell them.
You want to know who Africa Bambaataa is. You want to know who Troy Star Terrain is. You want to know who Layla Wills is. You want to know some of the victims like Hassan Poppy Campbell, Ronald B. Stinger Savage. These are the people you want to know.
And I added one to it today. The no good brother Gabar, ex-member of the OGC, the GOCC cult, Gathering of Christ Church cult, now started as the I Am Fit cult. Think he's slick.
And if you really, really, really want to know, then you might ask about me. You remember that Peter G?
Yeah. Know that.
These are
That's all I remember wanted to play out there where they told him.
And if you really, really, really want to know, then you. Neither of these people are the real people. Bambaataa and so let them talk.
Let them patrolling in his shack.
I can get rid of them, but let them talk. African Bambaataa and be Stinger. We need to talk. African Bambaataa, you've been knowing me since 2013. I'm the one.
That's right.
Your butt. It's been 10 years coming up in April. You just now want to talk to me? I know you threatened me way back when I put the article out.
See?
I know you and the Zulu Nation threatened me.
See?
Told K. Slade, tell him, take it down, or we're going to come see him. Yeah, people.
See?
Oh, I believe you, what you jacket.
There was another part that he said that I can't find right offhand. I want to keep this going. I've already been out here for a long time. But y'all go over there and check out his channel. I'm going to put the link to his video up in the chat. One second here. Y'all go watch that. It's an excellent video. Yo, what up, nigga? You late? Man, I just got off the plantation. You can hop on. I'll fill you in what went on tonight. But I want to jump back on this old fool, Gabar, that decided to show his musty butt up on Layla Will's show, knowing he's just as bad as the people that she's protesting, if not worse. Hold on 1 second, nigga. Just put this thing up in here. I am fit podcast. Actually, that's not what I want to do. So, but anyway. Yo, what up, Maggie?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Good.
I saw the notification before I left to leave work.
Yeah.
But yeah, what groups have tried doing? What groups have tried?
3 hours.
Yeah, what
3 hours looking at behinds. So I was supposed to do the video on the Zulu Nation and the protest, right? I gotta play some things from the protest also, right? Before I leave. And my internet was horrible, so you know how my internet get. And so I decided to wait till the day. And then I got tied up with all types of crazy stuff, right? Called a doctor, all type of shit, right? So I ran across, because I got mad last night, because I went to sleep to Layla Wills. I think I sent you Layla Wills late last night. I was listening to Layla Wills, and she was talking about the protests and everything. Hassan Campbell popped up on there, right? And guess My Forever showed up on there. And guess who else showed up on that motherfucking name?
Let me guess.
Go ahead.
Was it Judah?
Nah. He's not smart enough to be involved with anything like that. Shit.
Okay, who was it?
Gabar. I don't know if you know who Gabar is. Gabar from GOCC.
Oh. Yeah, I know who that is. I know. Yeah, I know GOCC because the one dude, Traytel.
Right. He showed up on some real smooth. We must get rid of these. Child predators and sex traffickers. We must get rid of these people. The black family must rise, people. Like that bullshit. Right? Got everybody on the panel fool. I don't know if Layla Wills know he's an Israelite or not. I don't know. I hope she's not involved with it. I just hope not. Right? But she was talking real nice to him, and he didn't mention no Israelite stuff. But he was like, "Yeah, we gotta put together, put aside our differences and our religions." No, the hell we don't. Not when dealing with you. Not with dealing with the likes of you. We don't. Right? So I'm like, this nigga up on this motherfucker, right? So I'm like, yo, this nigga got some whole other shit going on, right? Then I catch word that he's not in GOCC no more. Right?
Yo, that's crazy. They kick him out or
right?
what?
Yeah, what happens when you get kicked out, nigga? If you're an elder,
they start talking.
What usually happens?
They start talking about you. They smear.
No, hold on, nigga. Negi don't even know what I played earlier, right? Now, Negi, if you're a high-ranking person, or this could be a member, right? And you get put out, and the cult disassociate themselves with you now, what usually happens? Let's see if
in addition to having your whole reputation destroyed, they also make it to where that you can never go anywhere else because now every other group will know you as that.
Okay, I didn't really word it the way to get the answer that I was looking for. But just to let you know, he left. I don't know the reason he left. There's a video saying he telling all the GOCC secrets. But what I found, this is what I found, Nagy. What I found. Put it back up here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Killer B. Killer B will show you the receipts. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Watch this, Nagy. Watch this. 2000 just turned 2023. What'd that say right there on the screen? Can you see it?
No, I can't see it, but it looks like court paperwork.
Yep. Hold on. Can you see it now?
It's the United States District Court. I mean, you could just tell me what it is. Oh yeah, this is United States District Court for the Northern District of Georgia, Atlanta Division. Judith Mayers individually, and Judith Mayers as conservator guardian for Sam, versus the Gathering of Christ Church, the individual known as Elder Gabar. Is he being sued or is he on trial?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sued.
Yep.
I never would have. I never would have imagined that someone would be trying to sue that guy. That's almost.
Somebody paid big money to do this shit. It cost like $400 to do this shit, but she did. She paid. They got a receipt. I saw from a video. She paid $400 to put all this shit in work. So you know, ain't nobody that's gonna blow $400 just to be fucking around.
Yeah, not for something like this.
Intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligent infliction of emotional distress, and torturous interference with the contractual relations under Georgia law. What happened is that she was talking to a man. She's a conservator for a boy, somebody that's disabled, that can't take care of themselves, right? And she was a member of GOCC. She was talking to a man. And of course, the doctrine is she can't teach him. She has to introduce him to one of the leadership, right? She does so. The leadership goes on to tell the man that this woman a hoe and that she got kids out of wedlock and all this shit. And repeatedly began to belittle her. You know what I mean? Slander her, talk down on her. Let's see if I can get to it here. Even tried to say that they African Americans, say we ain't no goddamn African Americans. Say the plaintiff, within 2 minutes, defendant Elder Gabar called plaintiff and immediately began to interrogate plaintiff on the nature of the relationship between the plaintiff and her male friend. Now, what business is that? I'm not going to put this brother business out. He one of our ex-night friends that was down with GOCC. I guess, you know, when you join cult, they find all your secrets, your little skeletons, and that you like to do that ain't exactly for the cult, right? Yo, I got a problem with porn. While he wasn't home, one of the people from the school, one of the elders from the school, went up in his house. His wife was home. The wife let the nigga in the house. And he said, that nigga, he's still watching porn. Now asking a wife about her husband, personal shit. And made get the porn tapes out the closet and give it to him. I wish my wife would. You would see me on CNN. I swear for God he would. Right? Now, this is the same thing. See how they interrogate? It's like I talk about the young boy that was in IUIC, was talking to a girl in Chicago, in the Chicago group, and the leadership caught word of it, and they want to give him a counsel up in the back room. You know, I was air hustling this shit, right? And forbidding him to talk to this girl, and you not ready to be with this woman, you're not ready to do this and shit. Who the fuck is you? This nigga that was telling him couldn't even handle his old grown ass 50-something-year-old nigga relationship. Couldn't even handle his own. Sitting up in the van drunk as shit. Too drunk to even go into class and teach. Because his woman put his ass out. And you got the nerve to tell somebody else some shit. And we see the same thing here. When the plaintiff responded that she was an adult and capable of making her own decisions, the defendant, Elder Gabar, chastised plaintiff for being in a and that defendant could only be engaged in the act of fornication that time of night, and hung up the phone. All of the motherfuckers' business. The Catholic Church don't even do shit like this. No nigga, a normal church ain't gonna call y'all. Who you sleeping with? Who you got up over there? Who you got over there? And you think he ain't doing this in his own congregation? That he got now or whatever he got going on? Shit. And know what he calling himself now? Maybe check this one out. I know you got some words for this. He calling himself a Ladino.
Oh, he's calling himself a Ladino.
Yep.
Yo, you know what that is?
I know I didn't have to explain no shit to you. I just said it because I never even heard the word to today.
Yeah. The Ladinos are like they're like Spanish speaking Jews. And what's crazy is he's probably not a Spanish speaking Jew because he probably doesn't even speak any kind of Judeo-Spanish. You could probably hit him with that, and you could definitely, tie him up into knots with, So how much Spanish do you speak versus how much Judeo-Spanish do you speak? Because that's
All
like
right,
Ladino.
Can you run it back for me? I didn't hear you.
Yeah. I'll say that all over again. Ladino means that it's a Jew, but they speak Spanish, and they have their own language. It's actually called Ladino, and it's really crazy because these people they got kicked out of Spain a long time ago, so they fled to other parts of the country, other parts of the world, and some couldn't even get out of Spain. So they got caught by the Inquisition and killed. But the ones that could, some of them were seeking their fortune as conquistadors, and they fled to the New World, which means they fled to what is now America, Mexico, so on and so forth. And their descendants are still in the United States. They speak the Judeo-Spanish that their ancestors spoke. And it's basically a mix of Spanish and Hebrew. So I doubt that guy knows any Judeo-Espanol because he probably could get tied up in knots just by throwing a few Spanish words at him.
Yep. And fool all the Puerto Rican people. Probably was working on Miss Layla Wills. You probably, if you understand the truth, you probably a Ladino. You an Israelite.
Yeah. So he's trying to slide into what's known as the Sephardic rite, which Ladinos practice the Sephardic rite.
There you go.
And if you don't know, there's little things that separate the Sephardis from the Ashkenazis, and one of them is they don't eat corn during certain parts of the year, which they avoid. Most Jews avoid the 5 grains except for like matzah. So the Ladinos include corn as that, one of the grains. And that's one of the unique features of the Sephardic
Oh,
rite.
wow.
So what's crazy is if someone doesn't know that, then they won't know that they're not supposed to eat corn. And as a result, they'll get the wine that I like, the Manischewitz wine. They have I think, it's Passover. It's Passover, which is coming up. That's the funny thing. They avoid those 5 grains on Passover. So they actually have a kind of the Manischewitz wine that doesn't have corn syrup in it for the Sephardic Jews. See how weird that is?
Huh.
So because they don't eat corn, they can't eat
Absolutely.
anything with corn syrup in it. So like no corn at all.
Huh.
And there's other little
Now,
things.
we all know that nigga ain't one of them.
Yes.
We know damn well that nigga ain't one of them people. See, but they use that. They use that as a marketing tool to get in the door with you. To get in the door with you. Right? Let me show y'all something here. You did it.
got my Hebrew dictionary on deck.
Yeah.
Got my Spanish somewhere around here. I got Spanish right here, so I could, I could pull out some.
Let me see if I can find this video that I played earlier. No, I didn't play it earlier. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Let's do my history thing here. Let me get it real quick. Mayors. This is the guy's side right here. See, I pull this up real quick. It shows that he got clothing because every Israelite camp gotta have their gear. You know what I'm saying? They all gotta have their gear.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I'll dig up some more stuff about that Sephardic Ladino thing for you. It'll be very fascinating.
You might have to keep him up on that shit. Let me teach that nigga. Let me catch that nigga teaching that shit.
We'll peel his wig back and then we'll
sit there out here trying to pull. Ladino.
Yeah, Ladino.
I can see it now. You Ladino. You Ladino. I can see it now.
Let him try that with me.
Yup. Okay, check this out. This basically just talks about the case that I saw, but look at this.
I'm going to just show you, which is I just found interesting when I saw it. There's nothing on here really, just some sweatshirts, etc. But here's
got the old Yahweh Shai up on there, and he stole the logo. That's not his image. That's not his original image.
Yeah, really, just some sweatshirts, etc. But here's the interesting part: is that we have. So you notice you got all these pictures, and you got what is supposed to be Jesus, or they call him Yeshaya, isn't it? Yeah. And so you notice that he's got red eyes. So they're saying this is from Isaiah, Genesis, where it says that he's going to have eyes which are red with wine. But here's the problem: your eye might get red, but it's not full red, and you do have pupil. So I don't know why.
Demonic Yahweh Shai, and I'm still waiting for somebody to show me Yahweh Shai or Jesus with an afro, the scripture that he got an afro. I'm still waiting for somebody to show me. So he still puts that Israelite stuff. Christ is a black man. Christ is that afro. See? You got here like woo. It's unreal, Nagy. It's unreal. It's unreal. It's unbelievable. But I've been out here
Yeah, but I definitely am glad that you gave me something that I can really trip him up on, because that's what I really like, when I can use, my chess skills to knock someone out.
Yep. And I showed a news article with Noble Drew Ali married a 12-year-old girl.
Oh man, come on. Oh. See, that's disgusting, and I'm gonna go eat something. I'm gonna go
And he
eat
had
something.
two other wives, 14 and 16.
That's stomach turning. That's also stomach turning. Like what?
Yep. Unbelievable. Let me get this. I'll play this. Let me play some of this, and I'm out the door with this. Hip hop. Museum. Protests. I just want to play a couple of the speeches at the protest and get the hell on out of here. It was she displayed a certain channel that took the stuff. Let me see if I can find it here. Oh, she put it on her community wall. Let me go to her community wall. I wish she could have came out here. I would love to talk to her. No, it's on her community page. I want to endorse people. She endorsed here. Okay. Come on. Been out here forever, yo. Ain't nobody showed up now. 2 people showed up for like a hot second. That's crazy, right?
Only 2 people?
Yeah. I mean, the chat was like, you look at the chat. Swindle. I'll talk about the Moors, so you go crazy and shit. You talk about the Moors, but you was only on like a few minutes.
Oh, come on now. That's pathetic.
I got African being a part of things, so man, that's crazy. Let's see here. Here we go. I'll play this and get up out here. Should have played this in the beginning. All right. Okay. You know what's crazy too? Oh damn! I jinxed myself. Oh yeah, I hear you. You doing something? Now I was thinking I was gonna say my internet didn't fuck up the whole time. I think once it fucked up. That's crazy. As soon as you now, that's what it fucked up. That's why this thing taking so long. Oh wait, come on. Come on. All right, here we go. Supposed to be.
Yeah, he'll be back in a little bit. That's just a little dose of irony, but I'm gonna go eat something. I'll probably I don't know, maybe he'll be back before I leave, but How y'all doing? Is anybody watching? It's like 2 people. I'm probably one of them. Oh well. You know, he'll be back. Don't worry. Trying to keep it, you know. So yeah, that whole Ladino thing is pretty interesting because, you know, I've actually read about it, and I probably should do a lot more reading about it because of that. And you know, it's just something I like to do. And when I have a day off, I might do it. So look forward to that. I'll definitely be talking about the Ladino branch of Judaism, and I'll even probably have to get into what those different rites mean in terms of Sephardic and Ashkenazi and all that, and what the differences, you know, make in terms of practice and belief and all that. Because yeah, Gabar trying to use the Sephardic thing is kind of crazy, but not unexpected. I'm sure he has a few Latinos that are giving him, you know, little tidbits and, you know, little things here and there, which is what cult leaders do. They'll use little bits here, little bits there, you know, get help from the members they still rock with, even if they've left the cult. You know, some of them have friends that left and, you know, all that. But so yeah, I'll definitely be getting into the whole linguistic aspect as well, because there's a whole language with Ladino, and how it developed is really interesting because it's not just Spanish and Hebrew, it's like a whole bunch of other things. There's Arabic words in there from the 800 years of Arab rule, things like that. And what's weird is Ladino even had influence on modern Hebrew. So there's that aspect. Welcome back.
Yeah, I was saying, like, my internet was good the whole all 3 hours. Until I was
Ironic.
about to tell you my internet
Ironic.
didn't mess up. Yup. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh shit, this shit not even on. I'm like, damn.
That's like unintended humor. But yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna go grab. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat. If
yeah, me too. I gotta get out of here. I'll get out of here in 4 hours. I'll probably be on later. But yeah, thanks, Maggie, for coming on. Thanks, Swindle.
I'll be there. I'll be there for sure.
All right, cool.
Take care, man.
So yeah, y'all guys go over there, subscribe. Not only Nagy Springfield channel, not only the Khalil Mahdi channel, Layla Wills channel, and who else tagged on? Ahmad Feber too. We've been beating up on these predators, child predators and stuff. I'll be doing some more videos. I definitely want to dig more into Gabar and also to Harker Bay. I want to dig some more into. You know, and of course, Mr. Sa-Netter, the Mr. Man that started a lot of crazy stuff with this Africa Bambaataa thing. Supposedly.
Yeah, Gabar got himself a big target from me just from that one thing you told me about.
We'll see if he'll talk. Let's see how I can find something catching talking about that bullshit. I'm a Ladino Jew.
I'll line it up before he does. So yeah, I'll be jumping on.
From the South Bronx.
Yeah, I'll be jumping on him. But anyway, yeah, catch you next time, man.
All right, man. Take care, Nicky. Yeah, y'all. Thanks for joining me and stuff. Like I said, go subscribe to these people's channels. Definitely, I salute Layla Wills for the great work that she's done that other people not doing, not trying to do, and stuff. It's a shame that, you know what I'm saying, like just like old Killer B, we got my Fever over there on the other side of the damn planet. You know what I mean? Now, and it takes like people like us to even speak on these real issues and stuff. And shout out Khalil Amani too. You know what I'm saying? He put in that work. He been putting in work. Been putting in the work for decades. For decades. And we wouldn't even be talking about none of this if it wasn't for him. So double shout outs to Khalil Amani. With that, yo, I'm gonna be up out of here. I'll probably be on later talking more about this or some other cult, child blessing, effery. You know how it goes. So with that, like, share, subscribe. If you like my content, you can send me a donation. My Cash App at the bottom of the screen. Send me a donation, any amount. I'll put your name at the bottom of the screen, and it'll be on every live stream. I was just so fired up today, I forgot to put it on until like 20 minutes later into the stream, which usually doesn't happen. But yeah, if you like to send a donation, it's the thing right here, Cash App, Colt Buster. Join, be a member. That'd be cool too. So super thanks, super chat, whatever. Yeah, so thank you guys for having me. I'm gonna try to be on later. With that, I'm gonna be the Witchfinder General. You gotta look some burning asses up. Bye.